Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is the Morning Wood Show, and this is kind of weird. We got new mics today, which I hope they sound a lot better than we've been sounding the last couple days.
1, 2, 1, 2. Let me do a mic check.
Joey, you do not sound better. No, your singing voice is not great.
See, but when you got a microphone like this compared to the little clip-on mic that you got,
right,
you feel like you want to sing.
Well, let's really test them out. Give me a Woodward Sports, let's go.
Woodward Sports Network, let's go!
Corey, let me hear one.
Woodward Sports, let's go!
And Adam over there on producer Mike and producer Cam today.
Woodward Sports, let's go! I miss these mics, man.
I can't hear that, Adam. You got to try that one again.
Whoa! No. So we got a lot of stuff planned for today's show. We're going to play GM for the Lions coming up. We're going to talk about, everybody's been asking about Woody, the dog I got from Detroit Dog Rescue, so we're going to hit on that. University of Michigan, MSU basketball, lots of stuff going on today. How was your guys' night last night? Good?
It was great. Can you guys tell?
What, did you get a manicure?
No.
Oh.
Your boy got cleaned up.
Oh, you shaved your arms.
Got cleaned up.
So gross. So gross.
So, yesterday, the second half of the Pistons game, I started to trim up my body, and then I passed out. So, shout out to the Pistons.
That is a night to remember at the Joey household. Corey, did you watch the Pistons game last night, too?
Yeah, that kind of ruined my night, just watching Giannis go off like that. But, hey, It happens. It was still a good night regardless. But
yeah, we'll get into the Pistons game coming up in about 15, 20 minutes. But first, let's do a little role play. You guys want to role play this morning?
All right.
That
Love
sounds
to role play with a whole bunch of dudes in the
right?
room.
Yeah,
Joey was role-playing last night when he was taking off his hair on his body.
That was not role play. That's called taking care of yourself.
Did your fiance do that, or you do it yourself?
She would help me on like the elbows and spots that I can't reach.
That's love, man.
That's a real one.
Get yourself a fiance.
Ride or die.
That's love right there. No, but we wanted to play, if you were the Lions GM, what is the first thing you'd do if you were hired today? And we can go around the horn with that. Let's start with you, Corey. What would you do if you were the Lions GM? I'm Mrs. Ford. I hire you today. What's your first thing that you're going to do?
The first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to hire Robert Saleh.
Oh, sexy.
That's just it. He's the hometown guy. His defense with the 49ers the past 2 years have been great, especially this year with all of the injuries he had.
Right.
So that, to me, shows that he can do a lot with the little. Bring him on in, and hopefully he keeps Bevel as the OC. That's the first thing I would do.
You're still on Bevel here, huh?
I think that we saw this year when Bevel took over as the head coach that the offense was clearly handicapped because even though they did not win games, they played night and day different.
Do you think we get a Richard Sherman to follow Saleh here because he loves him?
Ooh. I believe so. I believe we can bring him here.
I like Corey as GM far.
Yeah, I like that too. But he would probably follow him.
At least he would endorse other players to come here, not like everybody else who leaves Detroit and is like, don't go play there. He wouldn't pull a Quandre Diggs or a Darius Slay or a Golden Tate or like any of them. They're like, don't go play in Detroit. Like that hurts your team when players leave and talk shit about you.
I believe that he's the guy that can do it for us. As they need to get a younger coach, regardless of whoever they get. But
right.
I believe that Saleh would be the guy. Just knowing that he's from Dearborn, he understands the fabric of what it would mean to bring
yes and no.
success.
I mean,
I think so.
Mooch was from Iron Mountain. He was supposed to understand the success.
Well, here's the thing, though. Mooch got a raw deal because that team that he had was trash. Yeah. All of them.
Oh, we had Jeff Garcia at quarterback. Are you kidding me?
Oh, my God.
So, I mean,
remember those
dude,
days?
I forgot those days.
I'm glad you did. I was going to say, I'm glad you did, bro.
Mooch got a raw deal. He got a raw deal.
Yeah. So, Joey, okay, let's flip it to you. You're the GM. The first thing you do as you take over for the GM of the Detroit Lions, what's your press conference looking like?
Hey, I just wanted to make an announcement to all of our Detroit Lions fans and supporters. We are keeping Matthew Stafford. Woo! Everybody goes crazy. But I'm going to keep Matthew Stafford at quarterback and utilize him for his leadership that he has. Obviously, all these, how many is it, 13 seasons now?
Well, it's going on 13 now.
Going on 13 seasons. So I'm going to hold on to Stafford and use him as a guidance, a little tool for the quarterback that we draft this year. And I'm not necessarily sold on if we do have to go with Justin Fields. I mean, I want him so badly.
I know you do.
But I know we have a need for so many players right now.
But yeah, I mean, with the last ranked defense ever, pretty much, essentially, yeah, we need help on the defensive side of the ball. But I like that as a first move, too, because that is something that the GM immediately has to address.
Yeah, I mean, it's anytime you talk Lions right now, it's will Matthew Stafford be here next year?
Right.
So that's got to be the most important thing because we need that leadership from the top, starting with the QB.
Okay.
Now, Joey, got a quick question for you.
Yes, sir.
Does keeping Matthew Stafford have anything to do with the cap at all? Because, again, I read that the Lions will face a $19.5 million cap hit if they trade him before June 1st.
Yes, I'm definitely holding him before then because that's just wasted. Like you don't got to do that.
Right. Yeah, you can't throw away that money. That's valuable money that could go to a good defensive player, a rushed end. You just can't piss that money away. So, no, I think one of the first things you got to do is address the Stafford issue. You want to keep him? I'm all for that. The next GM wants to get some pieces for him and swallow the cap hit. Hopefully it works out. I'm not sold on that idea completely, but at least he's trying to make moves happen when he comes in. Adam, I can't wait to hear what you want to do first day as GM. You walk into Ford Field. First of all, I just see Adam walking in like Bernie Mac in that one movie where he's just walking in, smacking people left and right. Like, shut up, shut up.
That's exactly what's going to happen.
Head of state, yeah.
So, Corey and Joey already touched on two very important decisions that need to be made, I should say. So, I'm going to twist this a little bit. I'm going to walk in and I'm going to shop Jeff Okudah.
Oh.
And I'm going to try to get draft capital.
For Okudah.
And I'm going to try to move up in the draft. And I'm either going to try to get my franchise quarterback or I'm going to take an offensive tackle with the 7th overall pick, and then I'm going to trade up in the draft and try to get an edge rusher or find him in the second round.
What are you thinking you're going to get for Okudah this year? I mean, what would you take for him as the GM?
I would take a 2nd and a 4th.
Really? You think he's fallen that far?
I mean, you're not getting a first-round pick for him.
You should
I
get
said
a first
shopping.
round pick.
I didn't
for
say
him.
openly shopping.
Okay,
There's
all
a
right.
big difference. Yeah.
But
I'm not
somebody
saying
came
I'm
to
going to
you-
trade him, but I'm going to see who's willing to give me the most value I can get for him.
So if someone came to you today, if someone came to the Lions today, let's say let's just throw out the
I play
Eagles.
hardball. I wouldn't accept it, but
Okay.
I try to get a first. That's probably very unlikely.
Wow.
So maybe 2 seconds, a 2nd and a 3rd. Look, there are much better cornerbacks in this year's draft class than Jeff Okudah. He's a project player right now. This team needs to be overhauled completely. There's a reason the defense is bad. I think Jeff Okudah can be a good defensive back. Having said that, I'd rather just move ties. Like, he's going to be irrelevant, and by the time he's good, I'm going to have to pay him a fortune.
Right.
So we're not going to be winning the next 2 seasons. By the time he is an okay or maybe good cornerback, he's going to be entering the last 2 years of his contract, and I have to get rid of him.
Adam never ceases to surprise me. Like, I would not think out of anybody we would just say, let's trade our first-round draft pick from last year for a 2nd and 4th, potentially. Like, that's, to me, I don't think Jeff Okudah's fallen that far off the cliff. Do you?
It's not Jeff Okudah. It's where we took him. We took him at 3. Huge fucking mistake. Set the franchise back 2 years. If I'm the GM, I'm walking in, I'm setting the tone. No more of these shit decisions.
Yeah, but that's the thing about the NFL draft is, I mean, we can say now that it was a shit decision, but back then when we made the draft, I mean,
It was a shit decision.
There was some good talk,
I
though.
disagreed with it off rip because when you're taking a cornerback at number 3,
That's a luxury
he has
pick.
to be
He's either
he has to
Deion
be
fucking
Deion
Sanders
or
or Chan
Charles
Bailey.
Woodson.
Yeah.
He's the Deion or Charles
Well,
Woodson.
and what's the last Super Bowl winning team that was built around a cornerback? That's my thing.
For
like,
sure.
Like,
It's not the position
if
I
they-
would go with.
to me, it was a luxury pick, and the
Right.
reason they picked him, obviously, is because they screwed themselves by trading away Darius Slay, and they tried to cover that hole by picking the best cornerback
on the
draft board. But when Okudah's quoted as saying Quintez Cephas was the best wide receiver he ever had to cover in college, and we got Cephas in the 5th or 6th round, like it's like, okay, maybe he didn't cover a lot of great guys.
I'm thinking like if you traded back and got Okudah, say like 6 or 7, something like that, it's still he has a bad season, but it's being able to stomach that pick is like, okay, we missed on the pick, but it's not a top pick.
Corey
We missed
hits it
on the
right on the
value.
nail.
We missed on the value.
He hits it right on the value, exactly.
Yeah.
You don't take a cornerback at 3 in the NFL. Cornerbacks, I'm sorry, do not win championships.
Yeah.
Other than Deion Sanders and Charles Woodson, I've never seen a game-changing quarterback in my lifetime.
Well, I got one coming up in the Woodies,
Nah.
maybe. We got the
Oh, my
Woodward
goodness.
Award show coming up a little bit later for all of the NFL teams. We'll do like the MVP, offensive MVP, rookie, and all that stuff. And I may have a cornerback in there that you may disagree with.
I think everybody on the panel agrees Troy Weaver's done a good job in his first offseason with the Pistons, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, for
Great
sure.
example.
definitely.
And I think the
Comparison.
GM really needs to set the tone. And I think you can set the tone by doing multiple things, not just my theory.
Right.
But hiring Robert Saleh, huge. Keep announcing that you're keeping Matthew Stafford and having that stability for the next 2 years while you build your team, very important. But you got to make a big statement when you walk in.
Well, and Adrian Peterson, he's been quoted as saying, listen, we don't have to totally tear this thing down. And I trust his assessment. He's been around the league long enough to know what a good locker room is, what a good team is. You disagree? You think Adrian Peterson can assess, like, how far a team along
I don't think
is
he's
along?
being totally honest.
Really?
If he sits there honestly.
Because he
and
said he
says,
didn't want
"This
to be
team
here
is-"
for a rebuild, but he was like, we're not in a rebuild, so I would stay. But if they choose to go that
Look,
route, I'm out.
I didn't play at the level Adrian Peterson did.
What?
Whatever locker room I was ever a part of, we always believed that we could do it. We always believed in each other.
Yeah.
And you have to remember, these guys are at that top echelon of everything in life.
Right.
So everyone around them is very good. So why shouldn't they believe that? That mentality is so key and it's important. Having said that, reality, that's why you have an organization who make decisions.
I don't think they need. I think when he said that, I don't think he meant like a total rebuild.
Right.
I think he didn't want to throw anybody under the bus, but clearly he probably meant adding pieces to the defense because we seen to the near end of the season, the offense is not a problem. If the Lions had an adequate defense, they probably could have potentially won.
So you
out.
think that's what he meant by that? Like, hey,
Yeah.
get a fucking defense in here,
Yeah.
maybe we'll win something?
Because I mean, if the
We
Lions
had
I
a
guess-
defensive genius as head coach. How did we not do well?
because the defensive genius was the smartest guy in the room and got rid of all of his pieces
Dumbass.
and got nothing.
He'll be the dumbass of forever.
But no, really, like if you just add some key players to the defense, I know it's easier said than done, but if you do that, the Lions could be a playoff team. The offense is there.
Okay.
If the NFL has taught us anything over the last 50, 70 years, however long you want to go back, is a 6-10 team can easily be 10-6 the following year. Having said that, our defense is a joke.
Oh, yeah.
Needs a
no,
major
it was,
overhaul.
It was like
But
one of the
again,
third worst
you're not-
defenses
you're
of
not
all
three-
time. All time.
you're not 3 to 5 years away from being what you were under Jim Caldwell. You're 2 with the right pieces and the right head coach.
All right. You guys want to hear what I would do if I was GM my first day in?
Let's hear it.
See, now you guys are thinking big picture right away.
Big
Which
picture.
is, some of your moves will take time, though, right? Like, you could try to make that move the first day, but you're maybe not going to get the player you want. You got to wait for the draft, all that shit. My immediate first thing is similar to what Joe Dumars did when he joined the
I
Pistons.
know what you're about to do.
What am I about to do?
You're about to say change the damn logo and colors.
Damn right. We go back to the black jerseys. Those are our home jerseys because, listen, it's about attitude. It's about feeling good. It's about playing good. It's about looking good. You know, when Joe Dumars came in, his quote was, "I don't bleed teal," because he's red, white, and blue. Like, listen, I bleed Honolulu blue. I just don't really like the white that comes along with it. Like,
Like the Honolulu blue's soft enough.
Yeah.
So you need like a bolder color
you're damn right
than
we
just
do.
that white.
So we go back to the black unis at home, and then we go to the gray color rush on the road. And our team looks good. They play good. We give them all black visors, so they all look like DeAndre Swift out there. And that's a small little adjustment you can make day one to like spark some energy in the franchise. I'm not bringing in players. I'm not bringing in a coach right away. I'm switching the whole definition of what the Lions look like.
I'm with it.
To
Damn right. Damn
to
right.
6 points.
Adam's dying over
so
there.
I had
What?
this happen my sophomore year in high school. So we had the worst jerseys my freshman year. They were so ugly. And then the second year, we were able to buy our own jerseys. So we made custom jerseys. They were so amazing. My freshman year, we won like 11 games. And then the following year, we won 20 in baseball. But, man, that was amazing.
Yeah, it happened
you
to me
feel
in Little
good,
League.
You play good. I believe in that.
It happened to me in Little League football, man. When I was 9 years old, we won one game. We were like 1-7. When I was 10 years old, same team, same players, new black unis, undefeated. Undefeated, Corey. We even took on, like, we went down, we were the Livonia Junior Football League. We took on the Detroit teams, the Cannon Tars. Do you ever remember the Cannon Tars? We played them. And we had the all-black jerseys, and we played like we were tough as hell. Because before, we were out there in those cloth white boys, and you just looked soft, man. We felt soft. We looked soft. We played soft.
They got to change the jerseys.
I-
I've been pounding that for a long time.
And that's a simple fix you can make day one as GM.
Which one do you get rid of? My opinion, it's the all white.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's
all
not
white, all white is
intimidating.
terrible.
It's not nice. Like, I like the color rush. I like the black, and I like the Honolulu blue.
Yeah, I even like when we did the blue color rush, when we went all blue. Like, I like those, too. Like, anything with a little bit of energy in them.
Just eliminate the white.
Yeah,
Just-
essentially. I mean, we've updated the logo. What was that? Like 10 years ago, we updated the logo. 12
Probably.
years ago.
Barely.
I don't. The logo is the logo. I'm not really worried about it. What I am worried about is just how the colors look like. Look at Seattle. They always ball out because they always got the best uniforms. I'm convinced of it.
They do. I mean, that's a big thing in just sports overall. You look good, you're gonna play well.
So yeah, that's what I'm doing first day as GM, and I'm glad you guys are on board with that.
Yeah, I mean, we've always been talking about like just switching up the uniforms, and I am a fan of the teal. I know you hate the teal with the Pistons, but it is that statement that you got to have, especially where we are with the organization.
The teal's okay now to look back on and laugh
It's a
at.
throwback.
Right. It's like, oh, remember when we were teal and maroon?
Right.
Like, ugh. Like,
Not
don't forget,
hard.
maroon came with the teal. It wasn't just the teal jerseys. Those Roto maroon boys were ugly as shit.
I'm in the minority.
You like the maroon ones?
I didn't like the teal ones, but I love the maroon ones.
What?
I'm in the minority on that one. I
Oh
know.
my God,
I know.
those uniforms. I mean, they're fun now to throw back, and like that was the time. Remember, like the San Jose Sharks switched to that teal. Like everybody was switching to that teal around that time. But when Joe Dumars took over and he laid down that quote, I literally felt a culture change.
Oh, I think didn't they go to the playoffs again and like immediately right after that? Season?
I don't want to commit to knowing that, but I just know that like that was the attitude moving forward. Like we're red, white, and blue. We're the Detroit Pistons. We're the fucking bad boys. If we go black and white bad boys jerseys, we can do that too. And that's where I want the Lions to go. Like put a little swagger in your step. That's a day one fix. Easy, done. Now I'm on to making bigger decisions.
You know what? I'm gonna ask them that question.
What?
I'm just gonna ask them.
That's your press conference question?
Yeah.
Oh,
Will
nice.
you change the colors?
I love that, man. I love that.
No, for real. I'm really gonna ask. Like, hey, can you change get the bring back the black jerseys? Just get rid of the white.
Yeah, I mean they have to have had this conversation, and like I don't like to overthink these things. Like, listen, if you're good, you're gonna play good, probably no matter what you're wearing. But it always does make you play a little bit better.
I mean, because you see every year they have a different twist to the jersey, so
Right.
it's they talk about it.
Yeah, like the Pistons this year with their rebrand. I love that rebrand.
Yeah.
The 313 jerseys, and then we're gonna see what Big Sean does with the jerseys
Don Life on there.
in 2 years. I can't wait to see what he does. So there you go. That's my first move as GM. I'm glad you guys are making player personnel decisions. I'm going with the on the field look right away. Joey, you tried to go out this weekend and had a similar struggle that I had a couple weekends ago.
Saturday night.
I feel like Joey's always bitching about shit.
Not bitching. Saturday night was a wild one, and I've come to realize 9 months into this pandemic, I'm just finally starting to realize this. But once it's like after 7 o'clock, it is impossible to find food.
Yeah, this whole city shuts down.
Impossible. Like you can't get a reservation at any of the restaurants that have outside seating. So canceled a few of those. I called on Saturday night 3 different restaurants. No success. Then I go to Chick-fil-A. Line was freaking crazily wrapped around 12 Oaks Mall. Then after that, I go to my McDonald's. My McDonald's shut down. Then after that, Thai food.
Done.
Hour and a half wait.
That's because they're the only thing open.
And then I go to Wendy's. Pull up into the freaking Wendy's drive-thru. They're out of my favorite sandwich. I'm like Baconator. How are you out of those? She said, we're out of beef patties. I was like,
Why are you open?
I don't know. So then I had to end the night with thanks to Freaky Fast, Jimmy John's.
What time did they deliver to?
It wasn't delivery. It was right next to my Wendy's.
Okay.
But I'm not joking. I physically went to like 9 places just to get to this one.
Yeah, no, that's what I went through a couple weekends ago. Like, I wanted to just drive downtown, get a late night meal, and like nothing's open. You can't go anywhere. Even I thought Mexican Town would be open for sure, because they're always open late night till 3 a.m. serving the best margaritas in the city. And nope, nothing, not even a nacho. And then I tried to go to Taco Bell. Pulled up. Sorry, 15 minutes. We're cleaning everything. It's like, what? What?
What time was it?
I mean, I'm glad you're cleaning, but come on. It was like midnight.
That's prime time.
Right.
It's crazy.
It's prime time.
It's so unhealthy, man.
What?
It's just crazy how much COVID has changed, like, your daily or nightly routine. Like, now you gotta, like, when we were shopping for stuff for studio, we were like, oh, Meijer's 24 hours. It's like, no, they're only open till midnight right now. So we gotta go. And yeah, it's crazy how restaurants and stuff like that aren't open. My late night food, but has it helped you not gain so much weight?
No. But that is true. Like, after because we MC like a lot of clubs and parties like that. So late night, you get off at like 1 or 2 o'clock. Only spot open. Taco Bell. Coney dogs. So it's like, depending on where you are, especially right now, I mean, you just can't find anything on the late night. So that's why I got to stock up on all the frozen goods.
Well, stock up on the frozen goods, and I'm sorry you couldn't find any place last night, man.
I know.
or this weekend. The Pistons could not find any buckets last night to beat Giannis.
Pistons did not.
Giannis
was finding buckets.
Giannis found a lot of buckets in the first half.
Why?
Why?
Why did y'all poke the bear?
Me?
One of y'all poked the bear.
You dumbasses sat up here yesterday and said, oh, yeah, like, there's a chance the Pistons are going to win. I casually walk in. I'm like, the dude's going to drop 70. He could have done it.
He could have done it. He could do it every game. No, I said if they need to win, they need to hold Giannis to a 20-10 game. They held him under the rebounds. He only had 9 rebounds.
Yeah.
Because they didn't miss.
There was no rebounds to grab.
I'm trying here, guys. I'm fucking trying.
Honestly, what's crazy? If they would have had, I'm not trying to just say because of his scoring, but if they probably would have had like Josh Jackson out there, they probably just could have had another body to stop Middleton, because Giannis go ahead and do what he does.
Right. We talked about that.
Shut everybody else down.
Yeah, so Giannis dropped 30 in the first half. And it was like an ugly 30. Like, he was dunking, he was shooting 3-pointers,
Finger
rolls. I mean, he was looking like me when I coached a little league basketball team, and like the last game of the season, I'm out there dunking on the kids, and they're all 10 years old, and I'm like 18. Like, that's what Giannis looked like last night.
It was just embarrassing. It's like, I think of when you're playing in NBA 2K, right?
Yep.
And you got it on just straight up rookie mode. That's what he did to us the entire game.
I was hurt.
I was hurt. That's what you expect, though. I mean, he's a league MVP. Like, he's the best player, arguably the best player on the planet. You could argue that, right?
I mean, he's 2-time, back-to-back MVP. I don't think there is anybody in the league that is outside of a healthy Kevin Durant.
Right.
I don't think there's anybody in the league that's really on his level. And once he gets that mid-range game, it's crazy. He's like 25, and he's really hasn't even hit his true prime yet, and he's already a 2-time MVP.
Yeah, he's rapidly growing as well.
So
rapidly growing.
You guys remember when LeBron James left Miami? He didn't have a jump shot still.
Right.
It took him like a year and a half into Cleveland the second time to get a jump shot, and when he developed a 3-point shot, he's basically unplayable.
Right.
And Giannis needs to develop that same mentality. He needs to fix his free throw shooting. He needs to get a respectable jump shot, and he's basically a broken player.
Yeah, well, I mean, luckily he's freakishly athletic enough to overcome any deficiencies he has in his game right now.
Yesterday hurt, though, when the Pistons were talking, doing their commentating throughout the game. They had mentioned 2013 NBA draft pick, the 15th pick. And I'm like, whoa, I didn't even realize it was that far down. And then I go and I look at the draft class.
Don't do that, man.
Adam got me into it yesterday.
It's like
he started talking about that, and I was like,
it's a Detroit sports fan's worst nightmare. Whenever you hear a good player and then you go back and look at who the Lions, Pistons, Red Wings, Tigers drafted, you're just like, we missed on like a generational talent. Joey, please. Who was it?
I'm looking. Who was it? So he was 15th over that. Do you guys remember who the Pistons drafted that year?
Was it KCP?
Yes.
Greg Monroe?
Huh?
Ooh.
It was KCP.
Even Trey Burke from Michigan went up above him. Like, I'm looking at this, and it's just crazy.
Don't
Yeah, but to be
don't play
fair,
that
at the
game.
time-
It's
Oh,
really
go ahead,
depressing.
Corey.
It is
This
a
is
bad. It's an
depressing.
ugly game. It's like going through and you find your ex if she's hotter on her social media and you scroll through all her pictures. You don't want to see that.
No.
You don't want to see.
Yeah, but Giannis looked like a refugee basically coming out. He was like 17, 18 years old.
Yeah,
He
wow.
had maybe 120 pounds
Yeah,
on him.
no, I
he's
know.
not the guy he is now, but
No,
he
he's
developed
not.
into it.
Yeah, of course. Of course. If he was the guy he is now, he's the #1 overall draft pick easily. But yeah, no, he looked like a skinny. He looks like his brother does now, essentially.
Yeah, nobody saw that coming. I mean, well, didn't
You-
CJ McCollum
Milwaukee saw it.
Yeah, Milwaukee
They saw
saw
the
it.
potential.
Yeah. And we took KCP, who does have a ring now, though. KCP does have a ring, so we drafted a world champion. He's just with the Lakers.
Wasn't CJ McCollum in that same draft?
Hey, Woody.
Yep, he was.
That's who I was really upset that we didn't get. And that's also who your boy Rashad Phillips said the Pistons should have got. Should have got CJ McCollum.
Yeah, shout out to Rashad Phillips. All eyes on 3. University of Detroit back in the day.
UDM.
UDM, man. I love Rashad. He was like a mini Iverson out on the court.
Oh, he's like a legend in my high school.
Is he?
Yeah, Ferndale High.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know he went to Ferndale. I just knew because I went to University of Detroit while he was there. I went the year after they went to the tournament.
Okay.
And like the school was on fire for basketball.
I mean,
because-
come on, dude. UDM makes it to the tournament.
Dude, it was great.
Heck yeah.
And a buddy of mine who I grew up with in Commerce, his name was Paul Whiting. He played intramurals and he tried out for the basketball team and he made the team and ended up going to the tourney, man. Like, how cool is that?
Yeah, that's fire. That's
And
fire.
the guy didn't even get recruited to play basketball. And he was playing in the tourney. To me, that's one of my favorite stories. But back to the Pistons. And Giannis, obviously, he torched us last night. Jeremy Grant, another good game, though. I mean, on the bright side, Jeremy Grant is kind of looking like most improved player of the year so far in the NBA.
How can he not? These games that he's putting together, he's really showcasing that he made the right decision to go ahead and leave the Denver Nuggets and come here. And the one thing that I do like about his game is that he's mixing it up.
Right.
When Blake is not on the floor, he's not just relying on being a spot-up shooter. He's going down low. And he's also playing pretty well on both sides of the ball.
Yep.
Like he had that one block. It was on, I believe he had a block yesterday on Middleton.
He had good effort. Always good
Yeah.
effort with him. And that's one thing I'll always argue for a player that has effort. Give me effort.
And to that point is one thing that I've been harping on is just the whole boxing out, like going back to the basics for the Pistons. And
Right.
earlier in the game yesterday, you see Plumlee boxing out, and then he gets an over the back call, draws that foul perfectly. And then later on, you see Jahlil Okafor box out, gets an offensive board, puts it back up. And those second chance opportunities
Right.
are what we need more of, because when you get that, like they had runs against us yesterday. The Bucks were walking over us at some points of the game.
Yeah, we were down by like 20 at one point, but we fought.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, they had a chance.
Yeah,
They
no.
had a chance. It was
That's
just-
the thing is we kept getting so close
Right.
every time.
Killian Hayes, though, he's hurt now.
hurt again.
Hip.
Yeah, when he went down and it's how he was grabbing his hip and like his thigh area, I was just like, that did not look good.
I didn't even see what really happened on that play too.
Yeah,
Which was crazy.
he landed kind of funky.
Right. And we've been patient with Killian. Like, we're not trying to push him to be a star. We're not trying. We know he's going to get there sometime along the way. But we're about 7 games into this now. And this is not game 1. It's not game 2. We're going on game 8. And I haven't seen much growth in any of the games, which is starting to scare me. I'm not going to throw the guy out with the trash like everybody and some of the chat boards are trying to do. But I want to see more at this point.
It's nothing wrong with being, concerned, because at least with watching all of the other teams and the guards that they drafted, the guards that we passed, what the Pistons passed on, you're seeing them having up and down games, but you're also seeing them put together at least 2 good games in a row, showing some type of potential. With Killian, it's stagnant. It's like consistent, minimal effort. Not effort output, like production. You're not really getting much. He's out there getting minutes, but he's not doing anything with them.
Right. And that's it kind of scares me, man. It really does at this point. I know he's young, and I know
too early.
I know it's too early, but it's at what point does it start becoming late? That's what I'm
Not
wondering.
even 10% of the season is over. And
Yeah, we're right at
again,
it.
he's playing in a Dwayne Casey system where it's super defensive-minded, and he asks so much out of the point guard. So I'm not too worried. I
Okay.
see the reason for panic, but
I'm
not
not
necessarily
panicking.
right now.
I'm starting to get worried. Like, this is like the beginning of me being like, uh-oh.
Yeah, I'm not even there yet.
Uh-oh.
I mean, we keep saying, all right, next game.
Right.
We'll give this to him next game. I get where you're coming from.
Right.
I get where you're coming from, but I mean, thankfully though, the other rookies are still looking good, so that's a big key for our advantage, especially right now. I mean, Derrick Rose is even looking really good.
Yeah, he had 24 last night. Rose looked like he's getting more into game shape again.
Yeah, he hasn't played in a long time,
Yeah.
so he's probably just had to start getting his legs back up under him. A different situation than Blake, who hasn't seen any. It hasn't looked like any type of growth in his game this year, anyway.
All right, well, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with our official Woodward Woody Awards. You guys ready to do the Woody Awards?
I'm ready.
All right, we're giving out Woodies coming up next.
Welcome to Grow Green, the green standard for garden supplies here in Michigan over the past 10 years. We offer the best gardening and lawn care products and have an extremely knowledgeable staff to help you create your dream garden or make your yard the envy of the neighborhood. Shop the store located in Whitmore Lake or online at growgreenmi.com. Delivery and curbside pickup available. Grow Green, making Michigan greener one grower at a time.
We wake up every day with a choice. Keep going down the same unfulfilling path or start chasing the life we dream about. At Northwestern Tech, we want to make that choice easier by allowing you to keep working your job while training for a real career in heating and cooling. And our hands-on program is only 10.5 months. So getting in the field and building a career and actually waking up with a purpose could be a lot easier than you think. Northwestern Tech, the HVAC school that works.
Bum, 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 bum. Bing, bong. That's our breaking news sounder. Corey, if you don't know, Corey is multi-talented, and he has ingrained himself into the sports media world here in Detroit to the point where you got an earpiece in right now. And what are you doing?
Right now I'm in the Rod Wood press conference. Right now he's talking to the media about the Detroit Lions GM and coaching search. And so far he just confirmed that that the Lions have interviewed Eric Bieniemy and Marvin Lewis for the head coach position.
All right.
They're continuing more questions right now, so I'm just listening in, and I'll just be
tuning in and out.
Yeah, in and out.
Hey, I won't lie. When I first saw you have that AirPod in, I was like, man, Corey, we got to come on, man. You can't just. I
wasn't gonna throw the AirPod in and not explain it.
Right. Okay, so they brought in Bieniemy. Did they bring him here, or do you think it was just
It was over Zoom.
It was over Zoom? Okay. I like that move.
And Daryl Belver's going to be interviewed today.
Okay, and Bevel. Bevel. My baby, Bevel. Adam, how do you feel about Bevel getting a look?
He can get a look.
Oh.
That's fine.
About a month ago, you were ready to flip the table when I suggested giving that dude a look.
No, that he should get the head coaching job.
If he won out,
he can get a
for
look.
sure.
I don't give a shit as long as they're not dumb enough to give him the job.
All right, cool.
So how does it work though? Is it? I thought it was once the season is over. Is it just once the regular season is over?
You can
Kansas City,
start as long as you have permission.
Kansas City must have given Bieniemy permission. That's the only thing that could happen, because normally you do have to wait till the season is over for the team.
Yeah.
Obviously, Kansas City has a bye this week, so usually when that happens, they'll give that offensive coordinator or defensive coordinator this week. Next week, you can't talk to the motherfucker.
Like 14 days till game day, so why not?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like the playoffs start soon, so they'll give you a small window to talk to those guys, but that's about it. And I'm glad we took advantage of that window.
How do you think the Chiefs look at that? Because obviously, Bieniemy was a big part of their success right now. Like, is it something now that they've given him permission, like they look at him differently?
I don't know. Like, any good organization should want their employees to do better and better and better, and they know he's never going to take over for Andy Reid. If he does, it's not going to be for
a while.
And just let the guy go make a career. Let him do what he does. Like, anytime a big corporation tries to hold back somebody from chasing their dream, they're a bunch of assholes.
And that's
Thought I'd
fact.
throw that out there. So do you guys want to get into the Woodies?
Let's do the Woodies.
Ba-da-ba-boom. All right.
Should I do a proper introduction for our Woodies?
Yeah, you want to do the introduction for the Woodies?
Let's do it.
And then we're going to work our way from bottom up on these, all right?
Okay. Cool. So We now present to you the 2021 Woody Awards on Woodward Sports Network.
Yes.
I'm Joey, Corey Woods here. Adam here with your host, Stick.
Hey, welcome everybody. It's time for the Woodies. Everybody pull them out. Get your Woodies out because we're going to hand out some awards this morning. We're going to go through the categories of the Young Woody of the Year, because we know you love Young Woodies, and that is for the Rookie of the Year. Our second is the Headwood of the Year, the Head Woody of the Year, because everybody loves Head Woodies. Defensive Woody of the Year, this is the one that's blocking. Some may call it a C block. We call it the Defensive Woody.
This Woody wins championships right there.
Yeah, that Woody wins championships. And then the Offensive Woody of the Year. Not an aggressive, offensive.
Hey, that means he scores.
Yeah, we don't want to talk about offensive Woodies. Offensive Woodies, we're not talking about this morning. And then, of course, the most valuable Woody.
The MVW.
The MV Dubs.
Okay.
So
Of the NFL.
of the NFL. Well, I thought we were talking about me this whole time.
This is hilarious.
This is hilarious. All right, Corey. So let's start out with the Young Woody of the Year. Who's the young visceral stallion that you are taking as your Woody of the Year? Corey, we're starting with you.
Justin Herbert.
And why are you selecting Justin Herbert as your Young Woody of the Year?
Because I want to rub it in the face of Lions fans because we should have traded.
Woodies, okay.
Rubbing Woodies in faces. All right, go ahead.
With that dirt stash.
Because the Lions should have traded back and grabbed him as the successor to Matthew Stafford for when that time comes. You see what he's doing right now with the Chargers. He's had an incredible season. And Record-setting season, and look at him. Just look at him.
Yeah,
except for the haircut.
I was going to say, the only bad move Herbert made this year was shaving his haircut. We saw that.
That's why Anthony Lynn got fired.
Because he shaved his hair.
I mean, honestly, if Anthony Lynn did not let that happen, he would probably still have his position.
It goes back to what I was saying. If I was GM, you look good, play good. He let his player look shitty. He should be gone. Get him out of here. No haircuts for anybody.
He still played good.
Yeah, well, I don't care. He can't look bad. That's the bad part. All right,
Exactly.
Joey, who is your Young Woody of the Year?
My Young Woody goes to James Robinson because you got to give it up for Mr. Undrafted. I appreciate that.
This is such a Joey pick.
It is because I anticipated who you guys were going to pick on this one. So I was like, I want to be different. I want somebody that is the underdog, somebody that nobody expected would get this leading into the season, and literally no organization expected this because he wasn't even drafted.
Right.
To have the performance that he had this entire season.
Yeah, I mean, in that Jacksonville offense, they really couldn't find a running back early in the season, and then they found James Robinson and never looked back. And
Heaven sent.
you do love that story of an undrafted guy. Like, there's the Mr. Irrelevant, who was the last pick in the NFL draft. That's what they call him, Mr.
Yep.
Irrelevant. This guy's even more irrelevant than Mr. Irrelevant, and he turns out to potentially be the best rookie running back in this class of stacked rookie running backs.
Yeah, he's a good.
Yeah,
not Woody of the Year good, but
not
he's
not
Wood
good.
of the Year.
Not Young Wood of the Year good, but
good. He's
all
good.
right, Adham, who do you have for your Young Woody of the Year?
I'm actually going to go with Corey on this one.
Okay,
Justin Herbert.
all right.
It hurts me because Justin Jefferson for me is like really close, but Justin Herbert's balled out all year. 6th in the league in total passing yards, 31 touchdowns, only 10 interceptions. Key stat here, away from home, he only threw 5 interceptions over 8 games.
That's fair.
Dude
All
is
right.
consistent away and at home. Love that. He's got to be Offensive Rookie of the Year.
His head coach got fired, right? So what do you
Yeah,
think?
because head coach is a dumbass and couldn't build a defense.
I
That
was gonna
defense
say, what do
was
you
supposed
think
to be a top 5 defense going into
What
the
do you
year.
think they do next with Herbert in their offense? Who do you think they go after?
Man, Robert Saleh looks good for them.
Saleh looks good
Morris is
anywhere.
all right.
Yeah.
Bieniemy looks good there. I mean,
Bills,
these
the
jobs
Bills
are
coach they've been looking at too.
I think to Corey's point, with the Detroit Lions, you hear all the news going on with the Lions looking for the head coach right now before the GM.
Yeah.
Bieniemy and Saleh are only going to be available for so long, and then it just plunders under after that. So you got to make a decision quick.
Yeah.
that's what did. Yeah, Rod. That's what I'm kind of tuning in and out. Rod Wood just said it right now that they will not necessarily hire the GM before the coach.
That is the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my
They will
life.
not?
Yeah, they said they may hire the coach before the GM. That's why I'm tuning. I mean,
How do
I
you
know I'm
do
kinda
that?
Yes, he said it right here.
Then you're not hiring a GM.
Right. You're going to give him who he's got to work with.
Right.
Yeah.
That is the dumbest thing. Well, All right, Lions, go for it. We'll see if it works. My young Woody of the year, Adam mentioned it. I can't believe you guys are overlooking this guy, Justin Jefferson. I mean, if you break Randy Moss's record as a rookie,
You're special.
You're special. And not only that, he broke the record, and he didn't even get real run till like game 3. So he only had like a 13-game season, and he took off like crazy.
Because he's finished with like around 1,400
yards. Yep, he beat Anquan Bolden's rookie record with 1,377 yards.
Man, he probably could have went as high as 17. Never know.
He definitely could have. But I will say this, the difference, and I could see why you guys would pick Herbert too, because Herbert kind of did it on his own. Jefferson kind of stepped into that role where all you had to do was, I guess that I'm saying all you had to do was be Stephon Diggs, like that's
all
easy.
you have to do.
Right? But that role was clearly defined in the offense. It was going to get a certain amount of balls. It was going to get a certain amount of looks. And literally all he had to do.
But that shouldn't diminish his accomplishment.
That's what I'm saying. But
it's so hard to walk in the league and just ball out as a wide receiver like that.
It is, but he has, and I love him out there with his yellow gloves and his yellow cleats. The only thing I hate about Justin Jefferson, the Lions have to play him twice a year for the next, 15 years.
We always have to face those, I don't want to call them generational talent just yet, but it seems like Lions always have to face generational talent in the division.
Well, it seems like it's always the wide receivers with the Vikings. It's Randy Moss or it's Chris Carter. Jesus, give us a break, man. At least we have to compete with the Bears, and they have Trubisky. So let's get into our head Woody of the year. Everybody loves head here, right?
Yeah, we love him.
All right. Wow. I expected a much bigger response from you guys on that. So these are for the coaches of the year. We'll go ahead, Woody. We'll start with you, Corey.
Kevin Stefanski. I don't really have to go that deep into this one. Just look at what he's doing with the Cleveland Browns. I mean, the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah. I will say this, though. The Browns were set up.
They were.
I mean, he's not playing with an empty sandbox. He's got some great players on that team.
He does, but
Baker Mayfield's his quarterback. The guy's fucking head coach of the year.
Baker Mayfield is trash.
The team was set up.
Right.
That's true, but the coaches before him, they were not able to put it together. He walked in, he's getting the job done. I got to give him credit for it. As I look at all the other coaches around the league, it's not to say that they're not worthy of it, just the job that I feel that he's come in and done with Baker Mayfield and just the things he had to deal with. Good job.
Okay. Joey, who you got as your head Woody of the year?
Head Woody award goes to Ron Rivera.
Joey, you're hitting all the soft spots today, man.
I am, but that's what gets me, because you see the perseverance that not only he had,
right,
but his team had by having his back throughout this season to take the football team to the playoffs. It's just so much with this organization. I mean, and let alone obviously what he battled, to go through cancer, to go through treatments throughout the season.
At halftime, he would get chemo at some games. That blows my mind.
Normally when you go through this, you're at home.
Yes.
At home.
Yep.
But this guy still knew what he had to do for the football team to get
team.
them to where they were.
It's so awkward to get to that name.
I thought you was going to give it to him just for having the coach Dwayne Haskins alone.
Right.
See, that too.
Well, and look at what he had to deal with this year. He booted Darius Geis's ass off the team. He booted Dwayne Haskins' ass off the team. They're holding people accountable now in Washington for some reason.
And it's kind of weird when you hold somebody accountable, good things happen.
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes.
Yeah. Coach, salute to Coach.
I love how you're going with all these are the Joey Feelings picks, and I love them. But you could argue that too, because he's taken them to the playoffs. The Washington football team is in the playoffs.
Just
Says the guy who 3 days ago said that the NFC East shouldn't have a playoff team.
They shouldn't,
truthfully.
But he did. But facts is facts. He took them to the playoffs.
I love that.
It'd be okay. Look, I'm not trying to make any type of real football IQ sense. I'm just saying this would be interesting. The year the Washington football team gets rid of the name, they go and win the Super Bowl.
Oh, are you saying we need to get rid of Lions? Is that what you're saying?
I'm just saying it would just be hilarious if that happened.
The Detroit Football Club?
Yeah.
Something like that. I don't want that. I I mean, I want the Lions to eventually mean something. Like, I always talk about this. If I ever have a kid in like 30 years and the Lions go on a Patriot-style run when he's like 6 years old and he has no idea that the Lions sucked for 100 years before him. Like the kids in Boston that are growing up on the Red Sox now, not the Red Sox that went 100 years without winning. Like, it's out there. It's achievable. I want that. I need that.
We'll get into some lifetime.
Yeah, I think so too. Adam, who do you got? I guess you kind of gave it away when you started screaming about Baker Mayfield. But
it's got to be Kevin Stefanski, but I want to show some love to Brian Flores. 10-6 with that shitty Miami Dolphins team.
Yeah, you love
Tua
Flores.
is a project quarterback. There's a reason he's been subbed out God knows how many times. I just think he did a great job with the defense. That defense really carried them all season, but Kevin Stefanski deserves it. Taking the Browns to the playoffs for the first time since 2002, huge accomplishment.
Yeah. Okay, well, I like that.
It's a good pick.
So my Woody for Coach of the Year, the head Wood of the year, goes to my man. He was just interviewed by the Detroit Lions. His name, Darrell Bevell.
Oh, my God.
Darrell Bevell, baby, to take over that shit show that he got handed to him and actually have those guys loving life again and playing the game, having fun. We won a couple games down the stretch, and then he got COVID and couldn't coach the last game. Huh?
We won a game, not a couple games.
We won a game.
It's better than no game.
We won a game.
Hey, all right, if you're going there, I'm going with Coach Robert Prince of the Detroit Lions organization because he had to step in and played a crucial
Corey just
role.
leaves. Corey leaves. Corey's like, I got to go actually talk to the real Lions, not you jack-offs talking about this.
What's Robert Prince saying on that call?
No, I mean, I just wanted to have some fun. Darrell Bevell, you did your best.
You wanted to piss Adam off. That's what you wanted to do.
I was hoping to. It's like that gif with Bart Simpson when he comes up with the cake. Like, you tried. You tried.
At least you try.
At least you try, and then you throw the cake away.
Yeah.
And that's it. Like, that's how I feel about Darrell Bevell. But like you said, I hope they do retain him as offensive coordinator if that's part of the plans of the future. I wouldn't hate that.
I will say this. I would not want him to be the head coach of the Detroit Lions, but I do think that Darrell Bevell has done enough to be a head coach somewhere else.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
This season?
Yeah.
Ooh.
This season or next. I mean, teams, I don't know what team I could see him going to. Who knows? Maybe he'll get the Jets. I mean.
What if he goes Atlanta? Maybe he could go to Atlanta. Atlanta's going to be a tough sell to get a good coach in there. It's going to be a really tough sell.
And Houston.
At least you got Deshaun Watson, though. That's
Yeah,
sad.
but you're negative $24 million under the cap, and you don't have a first-round pick or a second-round pick.
Yeah, that is tough.
Honestly, and you know what? That's why Houston, that is why I think, kind of off subject, I think the Lions should go after Saleh because I believe Bieniemy, if he's going to Houston.
I mean, him and Deshaun Watson could make magic together. Deshaun Watson had a hell of a – he finished like first in passing, didn't he, this year? I mean, and he had nobody to throw to.
Yeah, I mean, after you trade whatever.
Yeah, you trade
Let me not get into it.
Yeah. Okay, so those are our head Woodies of the year. Let's go to defensive Woody of the year. Adam, let's start out with you this time. Who are you taking for your defensive Woody of the year?
My defensive Woody, it's got to be TJ Watt.
Oh, okay.
TJ Watt has dominated the line of scrimmage all season. Top edge rusher in the league for sure. The fact that he even lived up to his brother's expectations is beyond me.
Right.
So he's the best defensive player in the NFL right now.
Those Watt boys, man. There's something in the water in the Watt
Imagine being
family.
the parents to those kids.
Dude.
Set.
Balling out. Just balling out.
See, what does their dad look like? He's got to be a big dude.
He's Paul
Dude.
Bunyan, the former lumberjack. He's about 9
Literally,
foot
he's
tall.
huge.
He's got a blue ox.
And for an outside linebacker, 15 sacks, underrated, man.
Yeah. No,
Deserves the award.
I love that defense, too, that they run there. Too. So, Corey, who do you got for your defensive Woody of the year?
TJ Watt.
TJ, you and Adam?
You're right.
Let's see. You guys both had
3.
Justin Herbert. You both had Kevin Stefanski. You both have TJ Watt.
Every single one.
That's what happens. That's people who know what the fuck they're talking about.
I mean, led the league in sacks.
Yep.
He's the heart and soul of the Steelers defense. And like you said, the best on the edge. I mean, what can you say? He's the reason that they're even in the playoffs to me.
Really?
I think so.
All right. Well, I mean, that
Don't tell Stick that. He thinks Mike Tomlin's the head coach of the fucking year.
I think you start out 11-0, you're doing something right. That's all I got to say.
Not an
finished
Adams.
I know, yeah, not an Adams. 11-0.
Adam wanted to see him lose a couple times.
11-0 is not good
to be
enough for
greatness.
me. Not good enough
That's
for
not true.
Adams standards.
No, you just don't listen.
They're inconsistent.
And you don't watch
11-0.
I love when
games.
Adam you started talking and all of a sudden, that's not true.
That's not true.
That's not true.
I loved yesterday when he kept yelling at people for interrupting him when he just interrupts people all the time. So, Joey, who do you got for your defensive Woody of the year?
So I am not going to ride the Adam and Corey bandwagon because they both agreed with TJ Watt, which we definitely can agree on.
You can acknowledge that for sure.
But I'm going to go with the guy that got the second most sacks on the season, and that is Aaron Donald.
Yes.
Already
yes.
won it twice. He didn't win the Woody Award yet.
Right.
But this is going to be the first year he wins the
This
Woody
is his
Award.
first Joey's Woody Award. I
It
like
is.
that.
Yeah, he's getting the Joey Woody, man. That's a great award, an achievement for Aaron over there. But
He's a beast, man. An absolute beast.
you see them two. It's no doubt that they're the two best pass rushers.
Should have been a Lion.
He's everything we thought Ndamukong Suh was going to be.
Yes.
Like, that's what in my eyes, that's what Aaron Donald is. And Ndamukong Suh is a hell of a player, but Donald is just that much better.
Should have been a Lion.
Who did we draft instead of him?
No, don't do this.
We don't like to play this game.
Don't do this.
Don't play this game. It's horrible, fans. Don't ever play this game. Honestly, you go down that wormhole and it just hurts your stomach so much. But so many teams can say that. I just feel like more often than not, the Lions passed on a major, major contributor there. So we got TJ Watt, we got Aaron Donald, and then to my defensive player of this year.
Oh no! Why did you make me do this, Corey?
Oh, because you didn't know who it was?
I did. I thought so, but then I checked. Let's just keep going on.
No, I mean, we're here. We're here.
We're not.
Who did we draft at? We draft him at 15 over Donald?
Our draft pick was 10 that year.
10 that year? Oh, okay.
It's a great draft class, by the way.
Yeah. And
It
who
was.
did we take at 10?
The guy with the best hands in the NFL.
Yes. Eric, light him up, Ebron.
Light him up.
Light him up, Ebron.
Eric, drop the ball, Ebron.
Paddle hands, Ebron.
Dropped him his prime.
Dropped him his prime. My God, can you imagine the difference in the franchise? And this goes back to the argument we always have of, oh, they gotta have that high draft pick. If we don't have that high draft pick, we're not gonna get the good player. And it's like, look, we had a top 10 pick. We spent it on Ebron when Aaron Darnold's sitting right there. So don't give me that argument. I've seen it blow up in our face too many times. My defensive player of the year, or my defensive Woody of the year, and I'm kind of being a prisoner of the moment right now just because I watched him shut down D-Hop last week, and I just think he's a hell of a cornerback. Whatever team he goes to, Jalen Ramsey. I like Jalen Ramsey.
It's a safe pick there.
He's a culture changer.
He's the best cornerback in the league by far at
Yeah.
this point. Like, back in the day, you had like 3 or 4 you could argue with. Now, it's Ramsey and everybody else.
You know what's interesting? Rams used to talk a lot of trash and back it up with Jacksonville.
Yep.
I haven't really seen him be that crazy. He's just seemed like lately he's just been all business.
You think that may have to do with Aaron Darnold? Like, when you got that guy in your locker room, it's going to check your attitude. Because that guy is absolutely cut. He is a monster of a man. So maybe he's just keeping him in check.
Maybe, but I can't even really get mad. I can't get mad at that Jalen Ramsey pick. That's nice.
All right, the offensive Woody of the year. Joey, let's start with you this time. Who do you got for your offensive Woody of the year?
Gotta go with Dalvin Cook on this one.
Huh?
Anytime that he was out this season, you felt it.
Yep.
You felt the impact without him on the field. And a player like that is the guy that you got to give the award to because obviously he got the numbers behind it as well.
Yeah, when he went down for those 3 games or so in the middle of the season, you saw the Vikings just turn into a shell of a team. Like Mattinson could not, and Abdullah could not do what he does with the ball in his hands.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't see that on Ford Field. they seem like they could, but no, to your point, yeah, Dalvin Cook he's a beast.
He is a beast. Adam, what do you think about Dalvin Cook?
He'd be 4th on my list, but it's all good.
4th on your list. All right.
Yeah.
Well, who do you got number 1 on your list, Adam? We're going with offensive Woody of the year.
Derrick Henry.
Derrick
Derrick
Henry.
Henry is the first running back in Titans history since CJ2K to rush for over 2,000 yards. He ran for 2,027 yards, 17 touchdowns, 5.5 yards a carry. Dude is unstoppable. He's a problem, and he stiff arms a lot of people, so he deserves the award.
Yeah, he definitely steals grown men's souls. We saw it here in Detroit, and it was not pretty. It was not a pretty sight. Corey, who do you got as your offensive Woody of the year?
King Henry.
You and Adam have not disagreed on one thing yet.
I mean, I really don't have to regurgitate. I mean, I literally wrote down everything that Adam just said. So
say it one more time. List it off real quick, Corey.
What Adam said.
what Adam said.
Yeah, just go back and play the tape of Adam.
Yeah, but no, just above 2,000 yards, 17 touchdowns, 5.4 yards per carry. I mean,
5.4 yards a carry.
my
That's
God.
insane.
but
If we get 1 yard of carry, I'm happy.
Right?
it's not the fact that he stiff arms the soul out of people. It's just like, I've seen people get stiff arm. I've never seen a grown man just take another grown man and just literally throw him yards away.
Yes.
It's like when you get thrown into the deep end of a pool when you're not ready for it, and you're like this, like no.
But you're coming to impact that, the brace for that hit, and he just says,
Yeah, and these are professional athletes who train to tackle grown men, and they can't tackle grown men. Insane to me. Yeah, Derrick Henry is an absolute beast. I could see how you could make that argument. Obviously, you take him off Tennessee, it's a completely different team. Tannehill does well in that offense, but overall, it's Derrick Henry's offense. I got to go for my offensive Woody of the year. We're going to take a trip to Ann Arbor. There's a guy who used to play there. His name is Tom Brady.
Oh, yeah.
Then he went to Boston, and he played there for a little bit. Now he's in Florida. And to me, not only your presence should be felt, but your absence should be felt. And my God, did we see the difference that having a Tom Brady on your team means and a Tom Brady off your team means. So dude had 40 touchdowns this year, 40 touchdowns this year, which is amazing. And he's led that team to one of the best teams in the NFC. I know Adam thinks they got a tougher matchup against Washington than I do. I think they're absolutely going to steamroll through them. Tom Brady. You took him off a team. They didn't make the playoffs. Put him on a team, making the playoffs.
And it's not like it's just any
I hate
team,
how
too.
Stick uses that argument, but when you use that for LeBron James, it turns to a shit show.
Well, look, Jesus, are we really going to do this about
The
LeBron James?
Patriots sold out their salary cap and all their
Tom
draft
won a
capital to
championship
deliver
with the
Super Bowls.
Patriots before he left to chase one. Like, that's not even the same
You don't
argument.
chase. Oh my God, you're not even listening to the
It's a
argument.
lose-lose
Just keep
argument
talking,
with
keep
Stick. He
talking.
doesn't understand it.
What don't I understand?
The trash
Tom
talking
Brady
that you
was drafted by the Patriots, worked his way up through the system. Drew Bledsoe got hurt. He became the starting quarterback, became the greatest of all time. LeBron James had everything handed to him from junior high to high school, drafted to the Cavaliers,
Handed to him?
couldn't get it done, left
wow.
and chased his
handed
championship.
to him. So you knew St. Vincent St. Mary's before LeBron James. Handed to him? How?
What?
You saying he
LeBron was coddled since he was the first kid on ESPN in high school. You're telling me shit wasn't handed to him?
Rightfully so.
All I'm saying is you can't compare Tom Brady and LeBron James in their career arc. It's not even close. And one of them is has more rings. The other, I can't even understand. Corey, help me here. I'm trying to comprehend how they could make that argument.
I wouldn't compare. Okay, two things here. I wouldn't compare Tom Brady and LeBron James in the same sentence as winners. I think Tom Brady's on a different level of winning. But when you talk about handed, I'm mixed. I would say LeBron was handed the media attention, but he backed it up.
Yeah.
So
I don't get how you guys keep saying handed and given to him. As a high school player, having to deal with all of that is not easy.
He backed it up. That's what I said. He backed it up.
And that's the thing. It's like you
All you
guys
had to
are
do is play
dogging him on
basketball.
that. It's like all you have to do is play basketball.
That's it.
All you have to do is lead your St. Vincent St. Mary's team to playing in some of the biggest nationally televised
And if
games.
you're the GOAT, be the GOAT. Like,
And
what
he
are we
is.
arguing here?
And he is.
Right, but what the whole thing came
he's
up
not the
is
GOAT.
he did the same thing. Like, Adam thought I'd be mad because Tom Brady went to Tampa Bay. It's like, and he compared it to LeBron James. So that makes no sense. LeBron has jumped around to 4 different teams.
Adam's point to that, though, was when you said that he left, his previous team failed. And LeBron's had that impact on Cleveland.
Yeah, but Cleveland wasn't good when he was there.
They were good.
Then why'd he leave?
Because there was more opportunity.
Tom Brady left for the same fucking reason. Are you serious?
more
What? The
opportunity.
Patriots are shit. Oh my God.
I know your voice
oh my
gets deep
God.
like that.
Hey, You talk so out of your ass, it's
You
impossible
talk
to
out
sit
of
here.
like you don't understand. You want to compare Tom Brady being a 6th round draft pick, then becoming a starting quarterback, becoming the greatest quarterback of all time, winning multiple championships, to a guy that was number 1 overall, highly touted since high school,
And
then
still
had
number
to
1
leave,
overall.
and then had to leave to go get his first championship with a guy who already won one. Not the same. I'm sorry. It's not the same. So Tom Brady is my offensive Woody of the year for that very reason, because I want Tom Brady on my team if I'm starting a team today. Now let's get into our most valuable Woody. Ooh, this is going to be a good one. Should we start with Corey and Adam since they agree?
Yeah.
You guys agree on this one too?
We know they're gonna pick the same.
I don't think nobody's gonna agree with me on this one.
Okay.
I went with Patrick Mahomes.
I mean, it's tough to disagree with that.
Horrible pick.
He didn't have the year he had last year, but
He didn't have the year he had last year, but just look at all the games they played this year. Look at every single game they played this year. If you don't have Patrick Mahomes as your quarterback, you're not winning those games that they won. Some of the games they with any other quarterback, they had no business winning a few of those.
right.
He's the definition of most valuable. You pull him off that team, they are not in the playoffs.
You think so?
I don't think they're a playoff team without him.
Wow.
Okay, you know what? If you want to say
They
they're
may be a-
borderline, fringe,
It's just
fringe,
I'm trying to put a
they're
different
not
quarterback
they're not
there,
a
right?
championship team. Okay.
Yeah, and I'm just trying to think of what quarterback will go in there that like will take them down. That like if you think Alex Smith was still their quarterback, they're not doing what they're doing.
They could probably be borderline playoff, but they're not as explosive as they are without him.
Yeah, no, Mahomes is a generational, once in a lifetime talent. I'm glad the Detroit Tigers drafted him. That's one of my favorite facts about Pat Mahomes is he's a Tiger.
When you have Pat Mahomes, you're never out of a game.
Right.
So that to me, that's the best.
And he can throw from any arm angle. This is like the dumbest commentary. I hate that so much. So much. Like, these guys are professional athletes. You don't think they can drop down and throw a sidearm pass here and there? It's just so crazy to me how that becomes like a talking point narrative to a good quarterback. It's like, no, man. They should have a good arm. They should be able to throw from every angle.
I mean,
quarterback.
That's your position.
Right. Do your job. Joey, who do you got for your most valuable Woody this season?
I'm going to get a little bit of hate on this one. The MVW goes to Matthew Stafford of the Detroit Lions.
Oh.
And when you look at just this entire season, you know, I mean, it's no surprise or no secret that he is a warrior on the field.
Right.
He is just a beast on the field. And then everything that he's had to deal with this season, you know, a lot of transitions. And everybody's saying that he's got to get out of Detroit. And, I mean, when you see everything that guy goes through and the leadership he has on the field, you got to give it to him.
I mean, if I had to stand on your side and make an argument, I would say that the Lions had a historically bad defense this year, and we were still able to pull 5 wins out of it, and that pretty much has to do with Stafford. Mm-hmm. And
it has.
We saw what happened last year without him, and we saw what happened this year without him. So, kind of by the definition of the Tom Brady thing, you could make that argument. He just doesn't have really the numbers to show.
Exactly. That's just missing one thing. He just doesn't have
W's.
So Adam's not
W's.
talking shit to you right now directly, but he's
He's
talking
thinking
shit
it.
about he's talking shit about you in the chat.
That's okay.
So he said, "What are we doing here, Joey? What are we
okay.
doing here?"
Well, I love how you just talk on the keyboard.
Yeah, right.
We're doing a show here, Adam.
I thought he was over there like handling
Right.
business, but he's over there just trashing us in the chat.
You got something to say? Say it, Adam. Go ahead.
And shout out to everybody watching us on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter this morning. Thank you guys so much. Make sure you
It's the
tune in.
dumbest fucking sports opinion I've ever heard of my life.
What?
Matthew Stafford for MVP.
Is that dumber than
5-win
is
team?
it dumber
Seriously?
than Bevel?
It's very dumb. It's very dumb. It's almost on the same level.
All right. So who you got as your MVP, Adam?
I think Aaron Rodgers will end up winning it, but my MVP is Josh Allen.
Ooh.
Dumbest pick.
First time since
Dumbest
1996
shit
that
ever.
they've won
That's
the
the
division.
dumbest shit.
What are
yeah,
we
very
doing
dumb
here?
pick.
Did you really just
Oh,
let me
yeah.
go? Tell me go type.
Oh, yeah.
This is the dumbest
Yeah,
pick
Joey
in the
commented-
world.
Yeah, go for it.
Should I pin my comment too
Pin
at
it
the
up.
top?
Yeah,
No,
go
why
for
do you
it.
think Josh Allen, though? For real.
No, that's it. Just Josh Allen.
Oh, come on, man. Give us a reason. You going to type it in the comments?
Okay, go ahead. Type your comment. We'll read it off.
You can read my reason in the
Right.
comments. No, for real. You got anything else besides just,
No, look, so led the team to 13-3 record. Super dynamic. ran for, I believe, 7 touchdowns, threw for 37, only turned the ball over 10 times, 70% completion percentage. Dude has all the numbers. I know Aaron Rodgers slightly above him sexy-wise with the numbers, but for me, most valuable player, Josh Allen. The Packers were 13-3 last season, so they have the same record this year.
Yeah, it's another one of those, you take Josh Allen out of that offense and oof, different offense. Different offense. Well, then you touched on mine already. You kind of stole my thunder. I hate to say it. Aaron Rodgers is my most valuable Woody of the year. Dude threw for 48 touchdowns this year. Unbelievable season. And the past 5 quarterbacks who've had 48 passing touchdowns, all league MVPs. All of them. You're talking Dan Marino, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, and, of course, last year with Pat Mahomes having his 50 spot. So you take Aaron Rodgers off that team and you put Jordan Love in on that offense, they're not looking like the same thing. They're not locking down the number 1 seed in the NFC. I got to go with Aaron Rodgers on this.
When I'm trying to pull it up. When did Brett Favre go to the Packers? I'm going somewhere with this.
When did he go to the Packers? I believe it was like 94. He got traded from the Falcons to the Packers. Is that right?
Oh, no, I just remember he was with the Falcons at first.
Yeah, so you mean to tell me, well, he got there in 92.
92, okay.
So you mean to tell me since 92, the Lions have been tortured by Green Bay Packer quarterbacks?
Yeah. This is what I was touching on earlier, man. And go back to Chris Carter and Randy Moss and now Justin Jefferson. It's like Green Bay's got the quarterbacks on lock. They kicked our ass my entire life. Vikings have the wide receivers on lock. They've kicked our ass my entire life. And the Bears usually have a good defense, right? That's what the Bears' claim to fame is, defense.
I don't get it.
It's culture, man. It's winning. It's understanding how to build a team. It's drafting Aaron Rodgers when you still have years on Brett Favre and then letting Brett Favre go play for the Jets and go play for the Vikings and go do his swan song shit without doing it on your dime. And that's, that's why I don't love pushing Stafford out the door. But we've seen this with other teams do it successfully. You saw it with the 49ers back in the day with Joe Montana. Sure, go play in Kansas City. We got Steve Young that's been sitting behind you for a while. He's ready to rock. And you saw it in Kansas City. Alex Smith. All right, Alex, play for 1 year. We're drafting Mahomes. Next year, he's probably going to start. So get him ready, and then we'll do good by you too. And we, for some reason, don't want to follow that path. We don't even want to hire a fucking GM before we hire a coach.
I'm still trying to process that one.
I don't understand that. I don't understand that. I don't understand how you can do that to your GM.
Your future GM.
Because what if your GM hates your coach? That's just what we did. We had a good coach. The GM came in. It wasn't his guy. He got rid of him, brought in his guy. Bad coach.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see if any more of the quotes came out right now because I was going to read off some more, but nothing came out just yet. But outside of what we just said earlier, they're going to they're not necessarily going to wait to hire the coach.
So what GM is going to want to come here if they can't make any decisions? So that's the thing. Like if you're hiring somebody to run shit and you let them make 0 decisions, are you really hiring them to run anything?
So here's what Rod Wood said. We're in competition with other teams who are going to meet with some of the same people, and it's important. I think to get the right coach, and if that means we have to hire a coach first, that's what we'll do.
What does that? That's still so cryptic to me. If we have to hire a head coach first to get a good GM,
especially saying that we're in a competition. Obviously, we're in a competition. There's a lot of teams that need coaches, but the same for GM.
Is this leading down the Saleh and our boy from the Seahawks, the GM of the Seahawks coming here? Because they have a relationship. So I'm assuming maybe they've already kind of meshed this out. Because then you also keep Bevel at OC.
So instead of the Patriot way, we're going to have the Carroll way?
The Seahawks way,
the Seahawks way.
Yeah. Sea chickens. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm sick of trying to do things everybody else's way. I'd like to establish a Detroit way and kick some ass. But I don't mind that coaching hire if they've talked to the GM first and that's his guy anyways.
Do you think they have that in the back pocket?
I'm hoping. I don't know. I'm hoping that they're actually logical beings and can think.
It would make the most sense.
Yeah.
If that's the case, like, okay, we're just going ahead and doing our due diligence, and in the back pocket, we already have something prepared to grab John Schneider and Barbara Saleh. That way we got the whole little.
And then Bevel at OC. We're literally rebuilding that old team. Okay, I'll take it. That's not an awful future for the Lions. I could see it happening. But the GM has to have input on the coach. Otherwise, you don't have a GM. You just have a figurehead.
Disrespect too.
It is. It's horrible.
It's a big disrespect.
I just don't understand how you're gonna. Don't you normally give the GM input in this?
You have to.
I'm just like.
Outside of that, he has no job. So yeah, we'll touch on this and keep investigating what the hell is going on with the Lions right now, trying to hire a head coach before a GM. But you can't operate that way, fellas. You just can't. You can't do it. One thing we wanted to touch on today, Adam brought up a really good question. We kind of had like a roundtable debate when we were off the air, just talking amongst each other. Because of a comment we brought up yesterday about Michigan becoming more of a basketball school than Michigan State is, who is closest to winning the national championship in basketball, Michigan or Michigan State?
Oh, it's Michigan.
By far?
By far.
Okay.
I believe they're the most ready. They have had the most recent success in the tournament over the past decade than Michigan State. And Juwan Howard right now, with how they're playing right now and the classes that he has coming in,
right.
I don't see how it's not them.
Well, Michigan State's playing Rutgers tonight, and Michigan State is favored to lose against Rutgers tonight.
Like, isn't it only by like a point or so?
I don't care.
Yeah,
that shouldn't happen.
That should not happen for a Tom Izzo coach team.
No, ever.
But I mean, we're at 23 now. We've got a few losses on the season, and it's just like they are not playing Michigan State like basketball.
No.
So it's honestly been embarrassing to see this season. But on the flip side, then you look at Michigan. They haven't really faced a hard enough team this year that kind of put them to the test.
And that's always kind of the Izzo way, to stack your schedule super hard at the beginning of the season, so then you see what your players are and then you get the most out of them by the end of the season. It's always hard to judge an MSU team early in the season. Like, you got to judge them come Big Ten tournament, and then judge them going into the NCAA tournament.
And it was crazy, is to your point, they usually gel by the end of the season. They end up becoming one of the toughest outs in the tournament. So hopefully for Spartans fans' sake, that is what we're seeing here. But even with the rough start, and even with me thinking that Michigan would be the closest to a national championship, I would never count Tom Izzo out.
So, Adam, you brought up this question. What do you think about it?
Well, two things. One, Michigan's more of a basketball school than it is a football school right now.
That's crazy to think
about. And to
about.
answer the question, Michigan is closer than Michigan State. Michigan has already beaten Northwestern, who were ranked 19th, I believe, and that was 2 days ago.
Yeah, they beat them 2 days ago.
Wasn't even a close game. Tom Izzo's team is struggling right now. I'm not going to write them off, but if you're asking who's going to win one or who's closer to winning one, it's got to be Michigan. Juwan Howard's doing a better job right now.
Joey, do you think Michigan's a little closer than MSU? I mean, this has got to be killing MSU fans, by the way. Like, all of us are kind of taking the Michigan stance right now.
Yeah, I mean, to your point, I mean, Northwestern, I mean, they're not even ranked. They're not like a team right now.
After that ass whooping.
After that ass whooping.
But it's like,
got a weak dick.
I still don't think, I mean, I love the Michigan organization right now, and I definitely respect Juwan Howard, and I see what he's doing with the program. And to Corey's point, the recruitment is really the thing that I'm liking, is because you're seeing the future to the organization too. So he's just a part of the rebuild, and that's what I love to see, because right now when you look at Michigan State, they're kind of slowly decreasing on a decline. And it's crazy to say that, but Michigan is on a big incline.
And it's unfair to State, because there was no tournament last year, so that kind of shot them in the foot.
Right.
And the team now, you don't see real leadership on the court. You don't see that guy who's just going to,
Rocket
hey,
was
guys,
supposed to
get
be
your
the
shit
man.
together.
Yeah. And with a name like Rocket,
tough.
Michigan State is killing it on recruiting awesome names. They're just not killing it on them being awesome players. Like, Rocky Lombardi crushed it with that name.
Kroger worker.
You have such a great name. Then you got Rocket. What a great name. And they're just, they're great names at this point, not great players.
I had high hopes for Rocket.
I did too. I still do. I mean, come on. These are college kids. We can't go in on them too hard. They're amateurs.
Oh, yeah.
But at the same time, those are some great names to be throwing away. It's not like Sam. You know, like, oh, Sam. It's like, no, my name's Rocket. Like, that's dope. So I'm kind of leaning towards Michigan as well as we talk about this, mostly because I think Juwan Howard has a better pulse on recruiting right now. Tom Izzo is from the old school. Obviously, he does have the hardware and all the backing of Michigan State and all of his accomplishments, but that doesn't matter to these AAU kids who never even heard of Tom Izzo back in the day.
Right.
To your point, Juwan Howard can walk in the kid's room and say, I coached and played with LeBron James.
Right.
That right there alone is going to be able to speak volumes to you. Like, I can show you how to get to the league.
Right.
And get, thinking at one point, Juwan Howard was the highest paid player in the NBA, so he can also tell you, I can show you how to get paid. So,
you think he pulls that card out often in recruiting? Like, hey, let me get LeBron on FaceTime real quick. Hey, bro, what up?
Nah, not
if he
Juwan.
comes to Michigan.
They know Juwan.
Huh?
You know Juwan when you're talking with him. Come
No,
on.
I know you know Juwan, but I'm talking he's sitting down in the living room.
To seal the deal.
Yeah, like, hey, LeBron, can you give a shout-out to my boy? He may commit to Michigan.
if he can't get Juwan, I'm pretty sure he can get D-Wade or Bosch on the horn.
Yep.
Yeah, he's going to get somebody.
Right. Yeah, he's kind of the mayor of the NBA. I mean, he played so long and for so many good teams.
And he has so much respect around the league
Yeah.
and the circle. So, yeah, that's where Juwan is going to be able to kill it. He's going to be able to go into those living rooms and speak to the younger kids on their level.
Yeah, so I'm taking Michigan on this side. I don't think Michigan State's far off.
No.
When you got a Tom Izzo and he develops talent the way he does, you never know. Like, they could get hot come tourney time and win it all. You've seen it before with the Michigan State team.
That's what I said. You can never count Izzo out. His team, it's just Izzo.
It's just Izzo. H to the Izzo,
As
baby.
a high school athlete, you have the opportunity to go to either school.
Oof.
You picking Michigan?
I'm picking Michigan.
Pick at Michigan.
Yep.
Yeah.
How about you, Adam?
I know if intern Alex
Yeah, I'm
was
picking
here right
Michigan.
now, he'd be going nuts because he goes
I
to
know.
Michigan State.
I know.
But no, I mean, they got the jump man. You got Juwan Howard. It's just a little more flair going on right now. And if I'm a young guy and want to get put on the map and build my brand like you and Adam do.
Adam doesn't know about brands.
Adam
yet.
does. Adam's got his own Twitter,
No.
man. He
You don't
builds
know anything
it.
about
I
brands.
don't give a shit about brands.
You do.
'Cause
We're
this
here to
doesn't
talk
help you
about
at all
football
in
and
anything in
basketball,
life.
not a brand.
That's Adam's brand, is to not give a shit about brands. That's how it works.
If I'm not mistaken, LeBron's brand makes him more money than the sport himself.
Oh, for sure. It made him
not
more.
Yeah, because he
mistaken.
earned that on the court.
If I'm not mistaken. And I know, but how do you make the brand off the court?
He made the money
Oh my
before
God,
he
that
even
makes no
signed an
sense.
NBA
It's
contract.
like Shaq. Shaq never touched a game check because he made that much money in endorsements. He never. That's
Shaq Fu.
That's
Not
actually
them Shaq shoes, though. Those
Yeah,
things are
what?
like 15 bone. How about
I had the Shaq sandals back
he
in the
made,
day.
he makes
made-
good money off of those?
all of those athletes who sold those shoes at a lower price. They made money because kids were able to afford them.
Yeah, remember the Starberries?
Yeah, those were
Starberries with the shoes, man.
Starberries.
But the best all time are the spree wheels. I don't care what you say with the
with the
spinners
spin-
on them.
little Dadas.
Dadas, yep.
Yeah. No, I used to have a pair of Matumbos back in the day. The Adidas
I don't remember the
Matumbos.
Cumbies.
The Adidas Matumbos. They're crazy looking shoes. All right, well, I think we're all taking Michigan, which is kind of weird. So it's a strange shift in basketball culture here in the state.
I ain't gonna front. I did not think I was gonna see that happen anytime soon. I
No.
just really thought that. I also thought that by now Izzo would have more than just one national championship too.
Yeah, that 2000 team was special, man. Very special. Mateen Cleaves, that was a special
Damn,
team,
that was
man.
2 decades ago.
It was 21 years ago now. Wow. So let's talk about Matt Prater and how he is the gift that keeps on giving for not only the Detroit Lions, but Detroit Lions fans. Do you guys know about this?
I seen it this morning, and I didn't really read it all the way. But I'm like, the jokes are about to get crazy today.
Well, it is funny because back in the day when Matt Prater was kicking for Denver, Peyton Manning famously referred to him as, I don't care what my idiot drunk kicker had to say, right? That's because he said some trash about Peyton, and he called him an idiot drunk kicker, which coming out of Peyton's mouth with that southern draw is just hilarious. Like, my idiot drunk kicker. But either way, so Prater's been known to toss back a few beverages, right? He had a bet this year, and it started on Twitter. Brandon McManus, the kicker from Denver, was talking about how he could hit the longest field goal, and Bud Light responded to him saying, well, if you hit this field goal, then we'll buy beer for your whole city. And Prater said, well, what about when I break my own record this year? And then it became a whole social media contest where Bud Light said they would buy beer for the whole city, whoever had the longest field goal between Brandon McManus this year and Matt Prater. Well, the 59-yard field goal that Prater had to beat the Washington football team at the end of regulation got Detroit free beer, baby. Free beer, baby. Free beer.
So what's the next step now?
That I don't know. I couldn't find it anywhere. Like, but that's the fun part is, and everybody in Detroit, I'm assuming it's going to be like a 7-Eleven day or something like that. Where
Free Slurpee day.
yeah, where you go to BudLight.com or something like that, and you put in that you're from Detroit, and they get you a free beer. I don't know how you give away free beer. Maybe it's at the next Lions tailgate, if that ever happens. But yeah, Detroit, you got free beer because of Matt Prater.
We should do an event, like just find a random parking lot, partner up with Bud Light, and have everybody come pick up their free beer.
Hey, that would be dope.
That's probably going to be how they do this. How else do you orchestrate this?
I don't know.
It's not like a 7-Eleven where you just pull up and get a Slurpee.
But I love how it was just between Denver and Detroit. Like, some of the other kickers in the league were like, what the hell, man? We want a shot at this? And if you watch the very last game of the season, McManus attempted a 70-yard field goal.
Ooh, was he close on that?
It got blocked. It got blocked. But he attempted a 70-yard field goal. And it was funny, the tweet that went out with it was like, you just cost us beer, whoever blocked this. But, yeah, so all of Detroit, congratulations. We getting some beer, baby. It's Bud Light, but it's beer.
Dang, Prater. So Prater gets free beer for the whole city, and he broke his record this past weekend, too. So that's dope.
He had an up and down year, but I could say he ended on a high note.
He ended on a high note.
So, yeah, congratulations to Matt Prater. Thank you so much. From everybody here at Woodward Sports, we love free beer. And thank you. Let's take a quick break, Adam, and we'll be right back. And I got to give a dog update. Everybody's asking about Woody the dog. So we'll talk about him coming up next.
Welcome to Grow Green, the green standard for garden supplies here in Michigan over the past 10 years. We offer the best gardening and lawn care products and have an extremely knowledgeable staff to help you create your dream garden or make your yard the envy of the neighborhood. Shop the store located in Whitmore Lake or online at growgreenmi.com. Delivery and curbside pickup available. Grow Green, making Michigan greener one grower at a time.
We wake up every day with a choice. Keep going down the same unfulfilling path or start chasing the life we dream about. At Northwestern Tech, we want to make that choice easier by allowing you to keep working your job while training for a real career in heating and cooling. And our hands-on program is only 10.5 months. So getting in the field and building a career and actually waking up with a purpose could be a lot easier than you think. Northwestern Tech, the HVAC school that works.
And I was wrong, guys. It wasn't Prater that Peyton called an idiot. It was Mike Vanderjagt. I thought Prater was still the kicker there at that time. That's my bad. But either way, Peyton had an idiot drunk kicker. We getting free beer because of Prater. So we bring in the Detroit Dog Rescue once a week, and we try to adopt some dogs here on the Woodward Morning Show, the Morning Wood Show. And a lot of people have been asking me about Woody. He's a dog that got brought in here. He's about a year old. They found him. I got to really find out his backstory on how they found him and what he's been through. But he's just turned into the sweetest little dog I've ever met in my life.
How is he with the cats? Because I know that was the biggest worry.
It's been an issue, but they're getting better. Him and JoJo actually were laying together the other day, and I got a picture of that, and it's just like the cutest picture I've ever seen. Like I sent this picture to Adam, and he goes, "Oh my God, they're so cute." Like, for Adam to have that type of reaction, you know these animals are cute. But Woody's been great, man. He sleeps in the bed every night. I took him to Guitar Center yesterday to pick up our new mic stands that we're using today. And he's just been traveling around with me, having a good time, playing in the backyard. Anson brought his dog over the other day. They had a play date.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's been fun, man. It's been weird having a dog, though, compared to having cats, because I've been a cat guy my whole life.
Man, shout out Detroit Dog Rescue. I got to go ahead and get me one.
Ooh, Corey.
You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. I just got to go. I got to talk over my landlord first, but I'm gonna try to grab one.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, it's been a lot of fun. And like I said, I've traditionally, since I moved out of the house, I only had cats because I've been crazy busy. You can't be home all the time. Dogs are some work. But it's well worth the effort, and I can't wait for...
How have you been doing with the time management? Because obviously you got to set times to go home. And
Yep. I've been doing the best I can. I mean, you see, like, we know today's going to be a late day. We're going to be here till like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night. Then back at it again at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. But he's doing fine, and I got to take him to get neutered.
Ooh.
I know.
Yeah, but you got to clean up them balls on him.
Yeah,
man.
you got to cut them balls off.
Snip them up.
Adam, do you have that video that I sent you of him? And Woody, he's just been playing with toys. He's been having a good time, and I just wanted to show a video of him. So everybody knows that he's okay. He's doing well. He's living the good life right now. I mean, we already got him outfits. We take him for walks.
You took him to the bougie spot, too, to get some snacks.
I did. I took him to Premier Pet Supply, let him pick out what he wanted, and it was good, man.
Heck yeah.
He's one of my favorite little guys that I've ever seen. What's going on over there, Corey?
I love Corey's trying to put it in his butt crack, trying to hide his phone.
We're trying to hide it. So there he is. He's just playing. He's rolling over. He's chewing on his little chew toys. So there's your Woody update. I'll keep you updated pretty much once a week, just so you guys know, or just follow us on Instagram at Woodward Sports or anywhere else, or follow my personal one at Stick Radio, and you'll see plenty of pictures of Woody.
He is the ugliest, cutest dog I've ever seen.
Hey, man, that's my dog. That's my dog. He's he's part pit bull and he's part
wiener dog.
Corgi, they said.
Oh, he's not wiener dog?
No, because we looked up wiener dogs and they were a little bit longer with longer
Yeah.
necks. He's more Corgi, just short and stout. So thank you for everybody who's been asking about Woody. I appreciate you. And we were talking a little bit about free beer just a minute ago. Anybody see that Josh Jacobs, the running back for the Raiders, got a DUI?
What an idiot.
Right after the win, too.
Idiot. Whatever. I don't understand how these guys get DUIs and they have drivers.
That's the thing that always,
Like the
I take an Uber to Novi, and it costs me $40
But
when I go party.
It's not even just spending money on an Uber. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the NFL, teams, they give these guys drivers for situations like this.
Right.
And you still get a DUI. I don't understand that.
Well, and what I don't want to hear is people blaming Vegas.
Right.
No.
It's always Vegas's fault. It's no, it's the decisions you make in Vegas. And you're smart enough to know, like I said, I take a $20 Uber to Novi and then a $20 Uber home from Novi when I go party in Novi or wherever. When I was hosting opening day and St. Patrick's Day parties, I would Uber to Detroit. Yeah, it cost me $50-$60.
But Uber's cheaper than the DUI.
It saves you 10 G's on a DUI, man.
Especially, he was hurt in this crash, too, wasn't he?
Right.
So it's dude, you're risking not only your life, but you're putting other people in harm's way, and it's just not a smart decision. And you see it time and time again. I don't get why they keep doing this.
Now, I know, Joey, you don't drink, so you having a DUI or an MIP is kind of never going to happen.
It is funny because anytime, someone will be out, here, let's go get drinks. I'm good. They always think, oh, you got DUI?
Right.
I'm no, let me see your ankle. I'm good.
Let me see your ankle, they say.
Those
are those downriver ankle bracelets.
Right.
Corey, have you ever gotten arrested, DUI, MIP, anything like that?
No, I've never got anything like that.
Adam, I can't see you getting in trouble either. Did you ever get caught drinking?
No. I never got caught.
I never got caught? Yeah. I mean, we all, except Joey, we all drank underage, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I did. I did too.
Did you?
I actually didn't drink until I turned 21.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Why? By
I was
choice?
just never
or
in the
just...
situation where, I was never put in that situation.
Yeah.
And then when I was 21, I was living in California. I was like, fuck it.
I'm kind of hesitant to tell my MIP story because I don't know if many people know this. And
yeah, but it was the past. So
it definitely was the past. So it was my senior year of high school, right? We were graduated, going to graduation parties and stuff like that. And I ran into some upperclassmen at a graduation party, and they're like, "Oh, I hear you drink." And I'm like, "Yeah, I drink." I hear you can drink quite a bit. I'm like, "Yeah, I can drink quite a bit." And so we go to this shitty hotel in Pontiac. That's what you did back in high school. You rented out a shitty hotel room and partied with your friends. And we started doing shots of Southern Comfort.
I don't even know what that is.
Well, I haven't had it since that day.
Uh-oh.
And this is part of the reason why. So SoCo is disgusting to me now. I can't even smell it without thinking.
I can't smell SoCo without getting that instant throw up feeling.
Right. So I party with the upperclassmen, and I'm trying to be cool, trying to drink, and I drink well. I'm good. We're good to go. And I know I'm too drunk to drive. So there's this chick, and I'm like, "Hey, what's up, girl? How you doing? You mind driving me home? I'm too drunk to drive," right? I'm doing the responsible thing. I know I can't drive. I know I'm inebriated, but I'm so drunk, I don't realize how drunk she is. So she hops in the whip.
Who is this? The random girl?
Random girl.
Okay.
I forget her fucking name at this point, to be honest with you. So we hop in the whip. We're heading down Telegraph, right? Just heading down Telegraph, heading south on Telegraph. She runs a red light. Whoop, 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 whoop. Lights come flashing behind us. And oh my God. So we were on our way to a restaurant because I really had to go to the bathroom, right? And cops pull us over. I'm drunk as shit. And if you guys have ever been so drunk, you start puking. But you also lose control of the other end too because you're puking.
Wait, whoa. I didn't even know that's a thing.
Yeah. When you're that drunk, things get loose. So I'm wearing shorts, right? I can't believe I'm fucking telling this story. Like, I thought I'd never tell this story, but here we go. So I'm wearing shorts. I'm in the back of my Jeep. Drunk girl's driving. She runs the red light. I start puking in the back of the Jeep, but like holding your puke, you know, how it's like squirting out your fingers type puke. And then I'm like, oh God, I gotta shit, man. Like, I gotta shit. Like, I'm puking. This is gonna be a while. Cops are arresting us.
You don't step out of a car when the cop's there too.
And I pooped in my pants. And then the cop pulls me out of the car, right? Here's the weird part of this story. I'm wearing shorts, Corey. What do you think happens when you poop your pants and you stand up wearing shorts?
That boy's hanging.
Rolling down your leg.
It drops out of my shorts onto the cop's shoe.
No.
Onto his shoe.
No, that's not. Are you for real?
I swear to God, onto his shoe. Then they put me in this little jumpsuit because obviously I've ruined my clothes at this point.
Was it an orange jumpsuit?
No, it was a white, like, plastic joint.
All right. Classy jumpsuit. They put you in white after that?
Well, then they put me in this little locked room, and I'm so drunk they ask me who I am, and I'm like, you know, and so my last name is Day, but they kept thinking I said Davis. They're like, so they call my dad at like 2 a.m. Mr. Davis? My dad's like, no, wrong number. Oh! They call back, they're like, Mr. Davis, we have your son, and they explained what happened. They're like, we suggest you come pick him up. My dad picked me up, and my God, I had never been like so hungover in my life. I'm walking out of the jail, like just disheveled, shit on me, wearing this jumpsuit. My dad's like, Sam, get in the car. I get in the car, I get home, and, you know, it's like 9 a.m. right now, and I'm thinking, oh, God, I can finally sleep, take a shower. My dad makes me cut the lawn in what I was wearing. It just sends me outside. It makes me cut the lawn.
Hey, you deserve that.
Yeah. So yeah, that is.
So homegirl get cracked, I'm assuming?
Huh?
The girl got busted, I'm assuming?
Oh, yeah, she got a DUI. I got an MIP. I got put on probation for a year, and then now it's not on my record, so I don't even have to admit to this. But
your sister said no. They came to our house.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
He doesn't even remember that.
Yeah, I wasn't there for that part. I was passed out in jail. But, yeah, that's my MIP story from when I was 17 years old. It was one of the most embarrassing experiences of my life. But who the hell cares now? Judge me. Judge me. Go for it.
How long was that on your record for?
It was an MIP, so I think it went off when I turned 18, right? Or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Once I got through probation,
Yeah.
it was all expunged. But, dude, it was it was a night. It was a night.
Southern, what was that again?
SoCo, man.
SoCo. Okay.
Southern Comfort, and I haven't drank it in, let's see, going on 23 years now.
Is it that drink, or were you just drinking so much of anything that night?
I was just drinking so much of anything,
Okay.
but it's that drink that I puked up that I can still taste to this day.
So yeah, once you taste Southern Comfort, you know it. You know the smell immediately.
Yeah.
Dude, like
distinctive.
this is an episode of like Cops. Like for real.
And my sister's outing everything right now. They hosed you off in the front yard naked. He took his clothes off in the front yard and went to grab the hose on the side of the house. Like, this all happened. This is a real story.
I can see your sister just loving it.
Oh,
watching
yeah.
through the window.
Kendra loved any time I would get in trouble like
Right.
that. She would just love it. So back to sports. The Red Wings. Man, I'm glad I told that story publicly. I've never told that story publicly. It's always been a secret of mine, so I'm glad you guys were here for that. The Red Wings, they're back on the ice starting today. Their first scrimmage is today.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And Adam, their first regular season game's coming up in about 10 days, right?
14th.
14th?
Yep,
So,
open
yeah.
up against the Hurricanes.
9 days against the Hurricanes. I'm looking forward to the Red Wings this season. I think it's going to be kind of similar to the Pistons. What we're going to experience is the young guys. We got to get them out there, get them ice time, get them some things going.
What do you think about the job Eiserman's been doing?
I think it's too early to tell.
Okay.
To be honest with you, but I like what he did in the draft. I mean, I think he got his guy with our first overall pick. I like that he drafted Draper's son into the organization. Like, even if he doesn't end up playing for the team, that's just like a feel-good story for the Red Wings. So, yeah, Minnie Draper's playing for the Red Wings, which is cool. And I just want to see these guys get out there and start the work in progress.
Same here. They've been them in the class of the National Hockey League for quite some time. Especially I believe they're the most winningest franchise in the United States.
Yep.
So give it time. Yzerman's the guy to come in and do it. I'm looking forward to seeing what they're gonna do there.
Yeah, let's take this back to Hockey Town, baby.
Heck yeah.
Like, some of my favorite memories were at Red Wings parades. Like, have you ever been to a championship parade?
Unfortunately, no.
None? Not one? No Pistons, no Red Wings, nothing?
Nope.
Joey, you have been
Nothing besides a state championship for my brother.
Adam, have you ever been to a parade?
Oh, yeah. I went to the Red Wings parade.
Which one? The last one?
2008.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they're awesome, right? Where did you stand?
It's lit.
Yeah.
It's
Right
lit.
right on the river.
Oh, okay. So
Yep.
you were down at Hart Plaza where they ended. I always like to stand like where they begin the parade, and you get everybody when they're super hype and fresh. But it's always funny.
That's good.
That was the year. Was it Hoodler? Well, that was just super hammered.
Yuri Hoodler. No. Oh, yeah.
He was just he was ridiculously hammered on the float, and my God, when he got up to speak, it was just all slurs and all drunk shit. They were throwing beers. Like, hockey players party, I would say, harder than any other sport.
Oh yeah. I just see it from their championship pictures. They're getting hammered. It's like, you're watching basketball and football. They're all just spraying the champagne. In hockey, they're drinking it.
Right. Yeah. And they're passing that cup around. Like, it's just jungle juice of whatever's in the Lord Stanley's cup, and it's good because it's in the cup. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, if you're a Red Wings fan, you got to be excited. Yzerman built the Tampa Bay Lightning that are literally – two-time Stanley Cup champions in the past 6 years?
Yeah.
They have been dominating. So we have a totally young roster, really exciting, a lot of prospects. I think the team is 2-3 seasons away from competing for a Stanley Cup.
Yeah, to me, with any NHL conversation I ever have, it's goalie. Like, we need to get an elite goalie, and as soon as we do that, we're competing. Like, that's everything in hockey. Goalies can cover up so many mistakes. Like, when Hasek was here, he didn't have to cover up many mistakes, and he was a great goalie. That's why we had so many championships. But I loved Hasek and the way he played goal.
And especially when you're talking about the captain being here and just the energy that we have around the entire Wings organization.
Right.
That's what I'm just most excited about, because these players, like, speaking of looking up to your coach and whatnot, imagine looking up to Steve Yzerman in your organization. That's got to be the most amazing thing in the world.
Captain, baby. You call him Captain.
Right.
The Captain.
It's amazing.
It's funny. Somebody, Vince in the chat right now, talking about Mike Ilitch's drunk speech when he did and we are Hockey Town. Rah! Yeah. He gave the rah! I love that guy. And do you remember Bill Davison at the 2004? And he's like, they said we couldn't win it. Bullshit. And he just kept saying bullshit over and over and over. And it's like, man, Bill Davison out here getting live.
I still say he's the greatest owner in Detroit sports.
Professional sports, arguably. I mean, without him, there would be no private jets for teams. I mean, obviously, okay, I'm not going to say that. He was the first to do it.
He's the pioneer.
The pioneer to do it. Obviously, they probably would have gone that way down the road. But without him, Round Ball 1, baby, was the first private jet for a professional basketball team.
I think they said, I could be wrong, he was also one of the first ones that started like the full media dining.
Okay, I could see that. I mean, he took care of his people, and that's what. And you could say the same thing for Mike Ilitch, and that's what you loved about those guys. Is not only were they great owners, they treated their teams with respect, but like what they brought to the city as men and how they treated people is what you want out of your lifetime owners.
Yeah,
a lot of people bash the Fords and stuff like that, and I think it would do them well to like go in their community a little more than they do to just show that good faith.
You know what? The Fords may not do a lot of it, but I will say the Lions, they do a lot of community service.
Yeah, no, I know they do. But when I think of the Fords, I don't think of them like a Bill Davison, and I don't think of them like a Mike Ilitch. Obviously, Ford created Ford, but Bill Davison, I guess I think the difference is Henry Ford doesn't own the Fords.
Yeah.
Because Henry Ford is the guy that created the businesses. Bill Davison was the guy who created his business. Mike Ilitch was the guy who created his business. So maybe that's why I'm just a little too far removed.
You like to see that Ford brand more ingrained in the community. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah, not saying that they don't do enough already. I just, for some reason, the perception isn't the same to me.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I can agree. I can't disagree with that.
Corey, we got a big day for you today, right?
Yes, sir.
What is today?
Today is my fraternity's Founders Day.
Hey, yo.
Yeah, oh, God. Kill me.
He taught it to me. Now I know it forever. He taught it. Corey's teaching me how to step. He's teaching me all the same.
I still want to know the steps.
I randomly come in this morning and Sam says, yo. And I'm thinking like, is he saying that because I have on my fraternity colors? And
No.
I'm like, oh, he just randomly said it. So no, I didn't teach him that because I don't want.
Ooh, what happens if you taught me? You get flogged?
I cannot say that publicly.
Yeah, good God.
Yeah,
You banished?
banished.
Oh, well, Corey did not teach me yo-yo. It's just something I said when he walked in this morning.
But no, my fraternity, Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated, was founded today on January 5th, 1911. We are celebrating 110 years of achieving in every field of human endeavor.
Every field? That's a hell of a statement.
Yeah, that's
Man,
the name of
That makes me feel like shit.
that's crazy.
that's our fraternity motto: achievement in every field of human endeavor. We've had, also out of the Divine Nine, the Black Greek letter organizations, we are one of the only ones to be founded at a predominantly white institution. We were founded at Indiana University.
Yeah, that's kind of white.
Yeah.
Kind of a little bit in Indiana.
And, just a little bit backstory. We weren't, people that looked like me. We were not allowed to join predominantly white fraternities. So we went ahead, started our own. We're quote unquote the second one created, but man, we do so much work. I could sit up here and talk for hours about the frat, but since we're a sports show, I'll give out some very famous Kappas who are, part of the organization.
Before you do that, where were you at Kappa at?
Eastern Michigan University.
There we go.
Eastern Michigan University, Delta Nu chapter, the Mother Effin' Deaf chapter, pride of the Northern Province.
What was that? The Mother Effin' what?
I don't want to say what it is, but the mother. Our nickname is we're the Mother Effin' Deaf chapter.
Oh, that's
So you got some famous athletes. Who you got?
All right, so where do you want to start? Basketball, football?
Just give us your top 2 or 3.
All right, Bill Russell.
Ooh.
all right.
Wow.
Bill Russell.
Bringing the heat.
Bill Russell, Wilt Chamberlain,
Jesus.
Arthur Ashe, Penny Hardaway.
Damn.
Wilt Chamberlain.
Gail Sayers.
Jesus. So every black athlete that's ever played.
No, not every. Former Detroit Lions head coach Jim Caldwell.
Oh, man, you have to plug the Caldwell? Tell him to come back.
Who else? I mean, the list goes on.
Man.
That's awesome. Joey, did you join a fraternity at Oakland University?
I'm trying to think, because I went to Oakland University, and there was this one fraternity that I tried to, walk on. I forget the damn name. Whatever it was awful. Okay. I remember I went there, and they were, trying to, say you got to do, the haze and all that. And I was like, get the hell out of here. You're not doing this shit to me. And I lasted about 2 days in the thing. Then they tried getting, $200 out of me, and I was like, man, I'm out. I'm out.
Adam, I can't see you joining a fraternity in any capacity.
Nah, fuck that.
Man, how much did they try to charge you for initiation?
It was $200. Oh, yeah. How much is this normally?
Oh, no. See, mine was a lot more than that.
Dude, at Michigan, some of those frats are 10 G's a year.
Yeah, my initiation fee was $2,700.
So they said that you have to do that to get something, and then once you're in it for a month or two, then you got to pay the fat sum. I didn't know what that was. Damn,
I don't.
$2,700.
I don't know about that one. I just know that for me, yeah, that $2,700
That shit
hurt.
fucking blows my mind.
That
I would
is
never
crazy.
do that shit.
What
I
are
love
you
you
paying
guys,
for?
but I'll make my own fraternity, me and myself.
That's what we did back in junior high when everybody was joining those fake gangs that hit Detroit.
But-
we just made our own fake gang.
Well, you know what? There is a lot of benefits to actually being in a fraternity. For me, I joined it for the networking and the brotherhood, and I can honestly say there are some people who join fraternities for the wrong reasons. I know some dudes who join fraternities just to get girls, and I'm just going to be quite honest. If you weren't getting them beforehand, it only, no, for real. It's if you were not getting girls before a fraternity and you get your letters, it only takes you up a little bit, honestly. But if you had got girls before and then you joined the fraternity, it's skyrocket.
Then you crush it.
But if you
That's how I
hear
felt about
it's
radio. Like, we were crushing it before radio. Then you put me on the radio, and I was like, Jesus, this is too easy.
But you got to pay $2,700 just to even get a chance?
Well, no, I can't give away everything, but at a certain point in my fraternity, when that $2,700 comes, you're along in the process.
Okay.
Like, it's not like, oh, you're spending $2,700, you might not get in. It's like you're pretty much there.
So I belong to a fraternity from University of Detroit Mercy, the Phi Kappa Thetas. That's what I did. I rushed that my freshman year there. I was only there for a year, so I got in and got out. Like, I did my fraternity thing, got in, got out. I loved it, though. I had a lot of fun with it.
And you know what? A lot of people ask, like, what's the benefit for the fraternity? For me, I have had so many networking opportunities and doors open for me just because I'm in my fraternity, not just off of my own members alone. It's other members within.
Yeah, that's how you use it. Like you said, some guys join it just to party. Some guys use it for the networking. If you want the networking, it's there for you because it is, essentially a brotherhood.
I've literally gotten jobs just because of, hey, I'm a part of it.
Yeah, and that works. That's why we hired you, Corey.
Hey.
Me and you, yo.
Oh,
he gave me the dap.
Oh, no,
he gave me
see.
the dap. He put me in.
I gave him a bump. I didn't give him the frat grip.
Give him the grip.
All I gotta say though, Corey, is later on today we also got something that's gonna be put on your plate. We can't talk about it too much yet.
What?
But Corey and I, man, I'm texting with somebody right now that there's a basketball league going down with Sada Baby, and we got the invite.
Oh,
so we're there. We're there tonight.
It's tonight?
Yeah, we're there tonight.
All right, we'll talk about that. I love Sada Baby, man.
So we're gonna have some interviews tomorrow that we can play back.
Okay, nice. I love it. Love everything.
I'm
about
asking him
that.
right now. Can I hoop? I gotta lace up.
Joey's gonna go out there and get in a fight with Sada Baby, hooping too hard.
Listen,
have you ever seen him play?
No,
Is he that
I've seen him perform.
I've seen
I've actually seen him hoop.
He'll post on his story little clips.
He can. I'm not gonna lie. He can hoop.
Okay.
Like, I don't know how he hooped when he was. I don't know how he hooped when he was bigger, but when he lost his weight, because Sada Baby lost a lot of weight.
Yeah.
He's aggressive. He's out there talking trash. He's out there on the boxing
Stick.
Out.
Stand up for me.
Like,
I got you, baby. I got you.
Stick.
I got you, man.
Sada can hoop. Matter of fact, I got video of it too.
Okay, one-on-one tonight, Sada. Let's do this.
Also, Sada's dope at gaming too, I hear. So
yeah.
we got to get him on our esports.
He's
too.
all into sports too. That's what I love. And he saw what we were doing with the network and reached out and said, "Hey, I want to help and be a part of it."
Oh, that's going to be amazing. So, yeah, if you're on Twitch, make sure you're following Woodward Sports. We do our gaming pretty much nightly now. We got our whole esports team on there. And if you like all the other podcasts that we're carrying and you want some more Red Wings talk like we had today, with the MI Puck Drop is on now. All you got to do is go to woodwardsports.com, click on podcasts, and all of our podcasts are on there, from Everything Is with Corey and Ant, Art is Art of Combat, the MMA podcast, Origins with Ben, and then the Belizean Sean, I was going to say the Belizean and Bell show.
The Belizean is doing something.
The Belizean is he's doing a smoke show all about barbecue, which is coming out this week too. So if you like barbecue and you like tailgate and you like sports, make sure you go find the Woodward Sports Network anywhere you listen to podcasts, or make it easy on yourself and just go to woodwardsports.com.
Heck yeah.
Heck yeah.
I can't wait for that first cook-off, though.
Oh, man.
Oh, he talks all about these barbecuing. I mean, we got to be there.
I just need my smoked wings. I don't want anything else. If they give me my smoked wings, I'm fine.
All right. Joey, do you want to get into Dumbass of the Day?
Yeah, so this Dumbass of the Day is a video that I need you guys to see.
Okay.
So this dumbass, I don't know if you saw over the weekend. Did you guys watch the Gator Bowl?
Yes.
So the Gator Bowl, it was actually really scary because a Kentucky player nearly died at the Gator Bowl. If you did not see this.
I saw this. This poor kid. How did that happen? Look at him.
Just look. Dude is almost dead.
The best is what his teammate does. Wait, are you okay? Oh, no, stay down. Wait. CPR. Give him CPR. Yeah, give him CPR.
That is my favorite thing in football. Like, bam.
No, I like this part right here. Here it comes.
No, stay down.
I love how he knew, though. Like, how did his teammate know to come up and just tap him on the shoulder and just do it?
Yeah, 93 coming in there with the CPR is my favorite.
That's the best. So shout out to Kentucky's cornerback, Brandon Echols. Probably the best flop of the year.
Did they get a flag on that? They had to have got a flag on that, right?
I don't know. I didn't see. I was too caught up in that video.
European soccer would be very proud of that flop right there. LeBron James would be very proud of that flop right there. That is
just great.
I love that when players
Brandon
have fun
Eccles,
like that.
you are the man.
And
not even the dumbass of the day. It's just funny of the day.
Right. I hate to be the guy that pushed him, and then you're like, come on, I didn't do anything. I swear, I didn't do anything.
He got weak dick.
He got weak dick. That's why he's on the ground. He got weak dick. Thank you guys for waking up with the Morning Wood Show. Enjoy your Tuesday. Looks to be kind of a cloudy, overcast day today here in Detroit, but wherever you're watching us from, whether it be on YouTube, Twitter, or Facebook, we thank you for tuning in at 11 a.m. Belizean and Bell is up next. Have a great day.